backfield now on 1st and 10 from the 32. Schreiber dancing around, cuts to his left, looks upfield, squares his shoulders, throws it over the middle. He's got a man complete, and that is Pittman. Pittman's going to get hit at the 20 and drop down at the 18-yard line with 1:58 to go with a 2-minute timeout right now.
Really nice job coaching here.
Play clock down to 15 seconds. They are milking it for all it's worth. 1:20 to go on the game clock here in the first half. Moving in motion to the far side is Joey Thaman. And he throws it over the middle. Schreiber, and he's got a man complete down to the 5-yard line.
Yeah, it's Eli Aston. I'm telling you, if he hits him and he threw it a little low, Eli had to kind of dodge to make the catch, or he's going to walk in the end zone.
1:10, clock stops on the first down. And they get the sticks set. And now they'll start the clock.
Yeah, really nice observation there by you with the, they wait for the sticks to get set. And again, plenty of time here, plenty of time.
1:07 and running.
Great job here milking the clock.
Aston is in the backfield. And the handoff going around the right-hand side. Aston out of the shot, out of the Wildcat, and he takes it down to the 2-yard line.
Again, not the worst thing in the world. We're going to...
Now timeout. Timeout by the Lions. They'll have 2 left. We'll keep it right here.
Yeah, I think I would have let it go even a little bit further, but it looks like maybe they called the timeout because Aston's a little shaken up.
Yeah, he got caught in the air. It looked like he was trying to, but he's up and he's going to walk it off.
Yeah, I think they called the timeout, and hopefully they can get him back in here for this play.
Yeah. 50 seconds to go in the half. Opening game of the year. Lions leading at 16-14. Last year, Muskegon came up to Schueler Field and beat the Lions 42-35.
Yeah, it was a heck of a game, and
this one is just the same.
Same kind of deal here. And the lights on here. It's nice to play a night game like we did up at Hiram last year. And beautiful campus. You mentioned beautiful weather, and we're awful high up here, and almost in the clouds here. We're really high. They got a beautiful press box here, and just a nice all-around setting.
I noticed that on the scoreboard was that they still had them down for 2, but I wasn't going to say anything at that time. Pittman is out wide to the left-hand side. Hunkus is wide right. Napier is in the backfield. Lions have 2 timeouts remaining. Ball at the 2. Handoff Napier. Off the left side. He's going to get hit and drop.
Just cannot get it up the middle. Let the clock run.
40 seconds.
This is really good coaching right here. Let it run.
They actually could take it down to about 2 seconds left if they wanted to. Timeouts left.
Yeah, this is really good coaching right here. They're probably going to call a timeout when they get it down to probably about 20 seconds. Now they're going to run a play.
Go ahead and run the play and then call the timeout.
Yeah, this is great coaching.
Quarterback Schreiber, tight formation, drops back, looking to pass. Goes into the end zone. He's got the man open. It's touchdown, Lions.
For 9 seconds, Dave. That is just gorgeous play.
That's Eli LaFrange.
Yeah, unbelievable. That's just, you couldn't draw it up any better.
9 seconds to go in the half, and the Lions have extended their lead now to 22-14.
That's a chapter on clock management right there.
In to attempt the extra point now for the Lions is Max Spencer. Good snap this time. Spencer kicks it up and drills it right through the uprights. We're going to keep it here. 9 seconds to go. 23-14. You've been listening to the Lions Rewind Show, a replay of the last Lions game's most important moments. Mount St. Joseph Football next on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
Take your game to new heights at Mount St. Joseph University. With 23 athletic teams and cutting-edge facilities, we are the NCAA Division III university in Greater Cincinnati. Learn more at MSJLions.com.
The following is a special sports presentation of UltimateSportsTalk.com. UltimateSportsTalk.com now presents the 3-time defending Heartland Conference football champion Mount St. Joseph Lions. Takes it across the right side to 50, 35-40. He's got a seam. He's to the 20, 10, 5. This Lions game is being brought to you by Alliance One Network. See us at AllianceOneNetwork.com. LIT Wellness. Call Tanya at 513-659-3017. Iron sharpens iron. Owned by MSJU Hall of Fame inductee Alex Harbin. Official investigators. Call 844-263-3424. The Wishbone Tavern on Delhi Road in Delhi. Neiman Plumbing. Contact them at 513-851-5588. Scott Watson of BSN Sports. On-time personnel. Call today for your new job at 928-3510. Skyline Chili on Delhi Avenue in Cincinnati. The George Nikias Insurance Agency. Call for your free quote today at 733-1255. And by the Mount St. Joseph University. Mount St. Joseph Football is a presentation of UltimateSportsTalk.com and the Mount St. Joseph Sports Network. Now let's go to the field for today's game. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Schueler Field on the campus of Mount St. Joseph University. I'm Dave Mitchell along with Chuck Murray, and this afternoon it's the home opener for the Lions from Schueler Field, as the Lions will be taking on the Aurora Spartans. The Lions are coming into this afternoon's ballgame with a record of 1-0 on the year, and that's because they defeated Muskingum last week in their opener on the road. Aurora comes in with a record of 0-1 on the year, and that's because they were blasted in their home opener, and that was by a final score of 41-0. And Chuck, I think as we came home and saw that score last week on the way back from Muskingum, both of us were shocked at the final score of that one.
Yeah, I think we realized that Wisconsin Platteville in that league, that's probably the best league in the country, but still the shocking score of 41-0, on their own home field was again, pretty shocking. So, I'm sure they're looking to rebound, put that bad taste in their mouth, and get a good taste. So it's going to be a good test for us today. And we kind of talked off air how, this is a chance for the Lions to kind of see where they're at, too. Really good road win at Muskingum. I thought we played really well, struggled a little bit with the running game, but played well. And, now we're going to see in the home opener, if we can kind of continue that momentum.
Yeah, Chuck, here's the question for the Lions, and you and I talked about this a little bit off air before we came on. Are the Lions looking at this game as, are we seeing how good we can be? Is that loss by Aurora last week, 41-0, just a blip on the horizon? What are they thinking going into this game?
That's a good question. I think Coach Hopperton scheduled this, and I believe it's a 4-year deal. I think he felt like, hey, he really wants to test himself early, see kind of where he stands with his football team before you get into conference play. So did it take a little bit of a luster off if maybe either they would have won or they would have been in a real close game with Platteville? I guess we're going to find out here. Are they going to have a little bit of a letdown, or are they coming in here really angry like, hey, we're not a 41-0 team. Just like when we got blown out last year by River Falls, that wasn't the kind of team we are. River Falls was really good, but, the score got out of control. We were a lot better football team as the year went on. It was a tough loss to take, as lopsided as it was, but, it ended up paying off for us in the long run.
It really did, and at the end of the year, the Lions won it again. They're going for their fourth straight Heartland Conference championship here this afternoon. The one thing we want to point out, it is a beautiful day for football here today. Actually, it's a better day for baseball, but it is a beautiful day outside on a Saturday afternoon. We'd like to bottle this thing up and bring it into November at the end of the year, but it's supposed to be about 85 degrees today, and the Lions are in their dark blue uniforms. That is not a great combination.
Yeah, I know in the NFL and even college, I know last week when UC played at home, they wore some white, and, early in the year, NFL teams wear white at home. Typically, you don't get this kind of weather this, mid-September where it's 85, because on the field it's probably going to be over 90. You're right. The dark blue doesn't help, hopefully, but that's just, they always wear the dark at home. That's kind of the way they do it. I know I talked to Coach Hopperton about maybe next year doing an all-white out, especially if they could play a night game at the beginning of the year. And he seemed to be somewhat open to that. But yeah, it's we don't have the wind to talk about today because there is none. So I guess I can go home.
Yeah, you go home right now. But looking at this one though, Chuck, you got two of the best offenses in Division III football over the last few years. I mean, when you look at what the Lions have done and what Aurora has done, and these two programs have combined for records of 58-8 since 2022, and they've appeared in the NCAA playoffs every year. These two teams are offensive juggernauts. Now, do we expect that today, or our defense is going to rule the roost today?
Yeah, I think it's, again, I say this every week, we're not going to win many games 13-10, so we're going to have to probably outscore them. Probably a game, I would say we're going to have to get in the 30s to be able to win a game like this. So, the offenses are different as far as we're concerned. We've graduated a lot of guys the last few years, but I'm telling you, I really thought Jackson Schreiber and the offense looked really good. Couple turnovers, but, scoring 33 on the road. Again, struggled a little bit with the running game, and I'm sure they tried to work on that hard this week, but I'm optimistic that they can keep scoring points.
Well, when you look at over the last 3 years, Chuck, Aurora has averaged 48.7 points a game. The Lions are right behind them at 45.5 points a game. I don't know if we can expect that kind of an output, but if it's a 48-45 game here today, you and I are going to be just drenched in sweat at the end of this one.
Yeah, and I actually kind of think it might be a game like that. Now, the defensive coordinators for both teams won't be thrilled about that, but I do believe it's going to be high scoring. I do believe, again, we have to score points to win this game. We're not going to win 13-10, even 20-17. It's going to be high scoring now. You say, well, they got shut out last week, but Wisconsin Plattsburgh's a really good team. I think the other thing I want to mention is, we feel really good about our field goal kicking so far this year. We looked good last week, made a couple field goals and extra points, and so, who knows if it comes down to a field goal or not, but yeah, again, we got to score points in games like this. The 13-10 games are just not out there.
And is there a pregame show that we can do, Chuck, where we don't talk about Eli Aston? Offensive Player of the Week in the Heartland Conference this week. Aston had 10 catches last week, 187 yards, and a touchdown. And one of those catches was unbelievable between 3 players.
Yeah, I've run out of adjectives to describe him as a wide receiver. He is phenomenal. I thought he should have been, again, I'm prejudiced when it comes up. I thought he should have been Team All-American. I mean, he was so good. He continues that. The quarterbacks, whether it's, last year Tyler Perry, this year Jackson Schreiber, they can basically throw the ball up and feel like they got a really good chance that Eli's going to come down with it. And that happened probably 4 or 5 times last week. He just goes up and wins the ball, and he's a phenomenal player. And they're going to need him big today.
Is Jackson Schreiber, the new starting quarterback for the Lions, has he officially been named a gunslinger yet?
That's what I said when last week watching him play. There's going to probably be a few head-scratching interceptions the early part of the year, but I'm telling you, he believes in his receivers, he believes in his playmakers, he believes in himself. And he had the one bad turnover. The other one, the guy was open, he just overthrew it. Just made a bad throw. But I really feel confident. And again, one game, you don't want to overreact or anything like that, but I thought he did a really good job.
Yeah, last week in his starting debut, he was 24 for 37 passing, 334 yards, and 3 passing touchdowns. Now, let's flip it over to the other side, to Aurora. And when you look at Aurora's head coach, you recognize that his name is Don Beebe. And who's Don Beebe known best for?
Yeah, it's unfortunate for him. He was a really good NFL receiver for many years. But he's the one that, for all you old folks out there that remember the Super Bowl when he ran down Leon Lett, the Bills were getting just destroyed. But Don Beebe, to his credit, said, he was about the 1 yard line when he stripped him. He must have ran 60, 70 yards. He was behind probably 20 or 30 yards, but he caught him, ran it down. It's kind of a Super Bowl kind of moment, unfortunately, for the Bills. I think it ended up 52-17. But I do remember a lot of good games that he had. I actually remember the game, the big comeback in the playoffs. I think it was 92 playoffs when they were behind. 35-1, came back. He made a lot of big catches in that game. And Frank Reich was actually the quarterback, not Kelly. So he was a very fine NFL wide receiver, and I'm sure Aurora's really happy to have him as their head coach.
Beebe has been there since 2018. Here's a couple of records I want to point out to you. In his 5 seasons, he's led Aurora to a 51-11 overall record. And get this, in the Northern Athletic Collegiate Conference, he's 42-0.
That's pretty good.
Lost a game.
That's pretty good. It kind of reminds me of a basketball when Steve Alford was the head coach at Manchester in our league for a couple of years. I think the one year they were 37-1 or something, lost in the national championships or something. Now, he only stayed there 2 years, and then he moved on to Division I and things. But that's kind of what, kind of an NFL guy, and Alford was an NBA guy, more known as a college guy, but a main guy for sure. So, it should be an interesting ball game.
Beebe went to 6 Super Bowls, 4 with Buffalo, 2 with the Green Bay Packers, one of which they won, so he is a Super Bowl champ, and he holds numerous records, including the Buffalo Bills record for most touchdowns in a game, which was 4.
Yeah, and I remember kind of, it's maybe one of them NFL films, they do those Super Bowl things and 30-minute shows, and I think when he won one, he made a mention like, hey, this is for Buffalo, or, his old teammates. He got one, and he kind of wanted to share that moment with them, which I thought was a nice gesture.
In the last 3 years, Chuck, he's gone 33-5 with Aurora.
Very impressive. That's why I think last week was one of them. Just kind of like the River Falls game got away from us last year. He just got away from them, and they probably had to do some things. You get down big, you got to start throwing every down, and the defense is just, coming after you hard, and you're not punting when you should, and all of a sudden it gets out of control.
Look, the problem that Aurora had last week was they couldn't run the football. Their quarterback, Tyler Atkins, was 24 of 44 for 320 yards, but he threw 4 interceptions in that game. And offensively, running the football, they were 19 of 56. They had 1 net yard rushing.
Yeah, again, I think it goes back to when you're forced to throw almost every down, the defensive line has no respect for the run. They're coming after you, and that forces some potentially bad passes. And, again, you get behind, and you're just in trouble.
Yeah, and they were in a lot of trouble last week. But Atkins is expected to start again this week. He is a junior, and the running back that they've got back there is T.J. Ramsey. He's another junior. They started predominantly junior lineup on offense, especially against their front line where they start 3 seniors, 2 juniors, and they've got a sophomore that comes in and rotates.
Yeah, typically, at this level, and even at Division I level, usually your linemen are older guys. They've been in the program. Sometimes, especially the older Division I level, they'll redshirt a year or so, and then they'll work their way into their lineup maybe by their sophomore year. And then by the time the juniors and seniors are starting, because you're talking about 22 and 23-year-old men versus an 18-year-old. You can't, you're in the weight room them years, and I've seen some of these Division I weight rooms and the way they get after it. It's just, you're a man at 22, 23 versus you're a boy at 18.
Defensively, both teams last week did not give up a sack. That is hard to believe, being what happened to Aurora last week. But nonetheless, when you look at this, defensively, they're running a 4-2-5, which the Mount runs a 4-2-5 also.
I think the big thing is there, and they talk about it on NFL games all the time, sacks, they're nice. They're stats and all that kind of stuff. But if you can put constant pressure on the quarterback and force, again, I didn't watch the tape, but 4 interceptions, you're doing your job. So I think that's become more of a stat. You got your stats, but then you got your pressures.
Absolutely. Their leading tackler coming into this game is Ty Hop. He's their middle linebacker, number 10. Ty Hop is his name, H-O-P-P. He had 6 tackles last week and an interception in the ball game. So they have got a lot of players that are coming back from a team that went 9-2 last year.
Yeah, again, you have to tell Coach Hop and maybe his nephew not to do so well today, but yeah, that's a joke.
Yeah.
Again, it's hard to read when you're coming off a 41-0 loss. Wisconsin Buffalo that good, and we get away from them. And that's why I'm so anxious for this thing to kick off, to see kind of where, was it just a blip? In the NFL, these things happen occasionally. In college it happens sometimes. So we'll see here.
And it's hard to read based upon what happened last week because of the inability of Aurora to actually move the football offensively. Defensively, you think, okay, if we stop the pass, we've got a shot. If we stop the run, they didn't stop anything. They gave up 268 yards on the ground and 238 yards through the air.
Yeah, I guess basically the defense was a no-show. But again, the offense probably put them in some bad positions with the turnovers and different things. And again, you get bad, now you're doing some things maybe it wasn't in your game plan because you're trying something different. So again, it's one game. Nobody wants to lose 41 like we got beat bad last year, but you got to move on. If you let it bother you, it's gonna go into this week and next week, and before you know it, you're 0-3 and you're really in trouble.
Well, Chuck and I will be back to take a look at what's happening around the facility over this weekend and also what's happening elsewhere in the Heartland Conference. We'll do that right after this.
Is your talent search wasting precious time and money? And are you tired of sifting through resumes that just aren't the right fit? At On Time Personnel in Blue Ash, we understand that finding the right people is critical to your business's success. That's why we don't just send you candidates. We deliver pre-vetted professionals who are ready to make an immediate impact. Our team handles the search so you can focus on running your business. Stop hoping for a good hire and Start building your dream team. Visit On Time Personnel today and tell us what you're looking for. That's ontimepersonnel.com. Stop searching, start succeeding.
Chuck Murray and Dave Mitchell back here at Schueler Field. Chuck, last week, one more note on last week's game. You know, we've always talked about how the Lions have got to be more disciplined. They've got to stay away from the taunting penalties and everything. They did it last week.
Yeah, that was really big because I know, I was frustrated a lot last year, as I'm sure the coaches were, that we really gave up a lot of, what I call selfish penalties because we wanted to show them they were, we were better than them or whatever the case may be. So, again, discipline. And you can get excited and you can be happy, but you got to do it in a respectful way. So that was good to see. Hopefully that'll carry over because, penalties like that extend drives and can change the way games are, played out.
There's a lot of other things going on around campus this weekend. Chuck's doing a doubleheader duty tonight, but what else is happening, Chuck?
So our women's and men's golf are off this weekend. They're next week at Meadville, Pennsylvania. Our women's soccer team is 1-2-1. They tied Wittenberg the other night with a goal by Kendall Fox in the last minute to salvage the tie. So that was big. They will host Center tomorrow afternoon. They lost a couple games last weekend at Virginia Wesleyan and number 3 Christopher Newport. So they played a tough schedule out of the bat, and Center's really good too. So that'll be 2 o'clock tomorrow here at Schueler Field. Men's soccer, as you mentioned, they lost a tough one at Marietta the other night. They'll play Spalding immediately after this game, approximately at 5:30. Women's volleyball, they are at Muskegon this weekend. They lost to Muskegon, then beat Washington and Jefferson. They're playing Case Western and Marietta today, and we're trying to find scores, and they're just not updating them. So they were supposed to play at 10 o'clock and then 2. So that 10 o'clock game should be over, but we cannot get a score. If we can find one, we'll pass it along to you. Next week, they'll be on the road again. And then the cross-country team is off next week at the Cedarville Invitational. And then all our other sports are, in their non-conf or their non-traditional seasons. Baseball, softball's getting going. Men's volleyball will be working soon. So things are hopping around here, Dave.
They really are, and as you look at what else is happening, last week in the Heartland Conference in the football schedule, Chuck, Anderson won their first game of the year. They defeated Alfred State 7-6. Manchester fell to Westminster College out of Missouri 21-14. Elsewhere in the Heartland Conference, it was Franklin over Ohio Northern 27-20. Center beat Hanover 23-15. Muskingum and Mount, of course, you know that one, 33-27, the Mount winning it. Rose-Hulman was blanked by DePaul last week, 40-0. And Kenyon College lost to Bluffton last week, 20-17. So this afternoon in the Heartland Conference, taking a look at the schedules around the conference, if I can get the computer to move right now. And sometimes the computers, they don't want to work too well, Chuck. You found that out earlier tonight.
I did.
Yeah, but anyway, elsewhere in the conference today, you've got this game going on. Then you've got game that kicked off at noon. We don't have a score on it, but that's Albion at Bluffton. That game started at noon. Hey, how's it going there? Steve Radcliffe stopping up to say hello.
Always great to see Steve.
Yeah, there we go. You're on it. Yeah.
I'm ready to go, so I'll get out of your hair.
And you're never in our hair. We have very little hair left anyway. Elsewhere in the league, Anderson is entertaining SUNY Maritime College. It is Concordia out of Chicago playing at Manchester. Franklin is entertaining Hope. We want to keep an eye on that game. That game's going to kick off at 1:30 today. Also, Butler will be at Hanover, and Rose is at Trine, and I think that's another one that we need to keep an eye on.
Yeah, that's a night game. The Rose DePaul score is very similar to what happened last week to Aurora. Is Rose really that bad, or is, DePaul really that good? I tend to think that it's DePaul's really that good. But you're right. Franklin defeated Ohio Northern last week. That's an opponent that we have down the road. We scrimmaged Center. Center's playing, they played Hanover last week. So a lot of kind of interesting matchups that we can, again, I'm not a big compare person, but yet it does kind of give you a feel. And if you beat somebody by 50 and they lose, you're thinking, well, that's a good sign. So we'll see how that all turns out. But we'll keep an eye on the scoreboard for you folks.
And this is the thing, Chuck. I mean, what the Lions need to do, what this conference needs, is another team that can be competitive so that this conference can up its competitiveness nationwide.
Yeah, to be honest with you, in the last 3 years, I don't have the records in front of you, but the non-conference record of the conference, I think the only team that's won a non-conference game has been us. There might have been one in there somewhere, but, I mean, it's not been good. And you're right. Somebody's got to step up, and because, honestly, the conference just is not getting a lot of respect when it comes to, voting and, at the end of the year, seeding and different things like that. So it'd be nice to see Franklin get a win against Hope, us win today, and it's I'm trying to think. I just don't remember the last 3 years anybody winning a non-conference game other than Mount St. Joe.
The only other time I can remember was 3 years ago, and that was when Rose beat Trine at Trine the week before we went and played them by a point.
Yeah, and I think we lost by a point.
We did. We lost by a point.
Right. We went for 2 at the end and didn't quite. But that's been 3-4 years ago.
Correct. Well, Chuck and I will be back to talk with not Ty Hop, but Alice Hopperton's favorite son, Tyler Hopperton, and we'll do that right after this.
As HR manager of our company, we needed a new project manager fast, and every candidate we interviewed was a waste of time. I felt stuck. So many applications, but none hit what we needed. Does that sound like you? The hiring process can be a real headache, whether a company is looking for top talent or a professional is ready for the next career move. That's where On-Time Personnel comes in. On-Time Personnel in Blue Ash is the premier staffing agency in the area, connecting the right people with the right opportunities. The agency streamlines hiring for companies and delivers qualified, motivated talent for job seekers. The agency opens doors and provides a personal advocate to land your dream job. Don't let a broken system hold you back. On-Time Personnel has the solution. Visit ontimepersonnel.com for employers or On-Time Personnel for jobs and candidates. That's ontimepersonnel.com. Find your fit with On-Time Personnel.
Dave Mitchell, Chuck Murray, right back here at Schueler Field on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Chuck, as you look at this game, and before we talk to Coach Hopperton, how big was that win last week, and how big is this game this week?
Well, I think last week was really big because we had lost to Muskegon last year at home with arguably a better team. Now, we're going to have to see how the season plays out, but I thought that was a really big one. Jackson's first start played well. And to come out of there with a win was really, really, I think, important. We want to win today, but I think it's more of a measuring stick kind of where we're at because, a win would be an icing on the cake. And like I said, they were ranked before the season. They've been really, really good, took it on the chin. I think they're just trying to – you want to find out what your team's like before conference play, yet you don't want to go winless. So it's kind of a catch-22 there.
And next week the Lions will be on the road in Holland, Michigan against Hope. We'll bring you that ball game next week from up in Michigan. But before that happens, Blake Watson, the Sports Information Director of Mount St. Joseph, had the opportunity to talk with head coach Tyler Hopperton about this ball game.
Starting off 1-0, avenging a loss from last year that you didn't necessarily expect, getting a good result on the road, and played a pretty good football game for the most part.
Yeah. You'll take a win anytime, but especially week one. If you're looking for perfection week one, we have a good coaching staff. We don't have that good of a coaching staff, right? But week one in general is always sloppy across the board, and you could say that even about Muskingum. You just have to find a way to win. And I thought the guys fought the entire time. I thought the coaches did a great job of making adjustments, getting guys in the right spot, and found a way to win.
With as tough a schedule as you guys have put together this year in the non-conference, how important was that win for the psyche of this football team?
I think it's definitely important. You'll take a win anytime you can get it, but especially just knowing that it's not a forgiving schedule. And especially early with a young team, obviously wins can kind of string kind of their emotions along a little bit farther. But it's going to come sometime, and so you'd obviously prefer to win, in terms of the outlook and all that sort of stuff. But, personally to me, win's a win, loss is a loss, regardless of what's next. But definitely with a young team, I think it definitely helps to kind of keep them stringing along a little bit longer, and that sort of thing. But, the tough schedule's on purpose. Talked to the guys that walked through yesterday of, everybody asked about the tough schedule, and I get that. But what do you want me to do? Schedule somebody that's worse than us on purpose? Do you want to play somebody that's worse than us on purpose? We want to raise our national profile, and there's only one way to do that, and it's play teams that are already on the national profile.
Yeah, when we had this conversation last week, when I was sitting with you and Dave doing your pregame interview for last week, it had never crossed my mind the way you said that, and it makes perfect sense now that you said it, trying to become a national program. It is what it is. You got to play those teams. You talk about your young team, and it's interesting to talk to Jackson. They're young, but you've got guys that have been in this program still for a while. Most of those guys that are starting for the first time are juniors. So they've been around. They know how you do things. Specifically with Jackson, I know we've talked off the air about how much he's grown as a leader for this program. But on the football field last week, what did you guys as a coaching staff see from him?
I think you see his playmaking ability. I think he's an optimistic quarterback, and that's somebody who always thinks, hey, if I make this play last 1 second longer, I can make something cool happen. And he definitely has that ability. For a first-time starter, I think you saw some of those mistakes, too, that mindset leads to. But he's the type of guy you could tell this week just back to work and cleaning some of that up, and, you trust that that'll be even cleaner this week as he gets more experience. But I would rather have players in general, but especially quarterbacks, that think optimistically of, hey, if I try this, I think something cool can happen, rather than being worried about, well, if I do this or throw it across field and things where I trust that he'll learn from those mistakes and try to shrink those. But definitely I think you just saw that he has that kind of game mentality and that optimistic mentality of, hey, I'm trying to score. I'm trying to get a first down, not playing it safe. And I think when your signal caller, especially from a new starter, has that, I think that same mentality then reverberates with the rest of the offense as well.
Watching the defense last week, there's a lot of new guys over there as well, especially in the defensive backfield at corner. You turned it over twice on offense. It looked like they played a solid football game on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, especially week one, you're looking for runners and hitters. And that's what I always look for, is runners and hitters. And we have plenty of those. And, you try to tighten up some of the schemes. We feel like we had one truly blown coverage. But same guy that kind of did that responded with one of the biggest plays of the game with a turnover too. So seeing that mindset of that line back up and play, that I think early in the season you just want a defense that runs and hits, that plays aggressive, and that has that kind of goldfish memory of just, hey, that next play. It's 2025. Teams are going to likely score some points, especially in D3 football. You look at the scoreboard, there's more 70s than zeros. And so it's more of that next play mentality. But I thought they were hitting the ball was on the ground. We were, attacking the ball in the air, and from any defense, but especially one with so many new starters, I'll take the aggressive and build on that.
Love the Ted Lasso drop there with the goldfish. So now we turn our attention to an Aurora team that, despite what the game last week showed, they played a really good team in Wisconsin-Platteville, got beat 41-0. They're still a good football team coming in here looking to get to 1-1 and drop probably 70 on you. So what do you see out of Aurora on tape? What are you guys looking to do today? Those kinds of questions.
Yeah. There's an angry football team coming into town, which is great. Same thing I talked to the team about. That's what we want. I want a playoff atmosphere. I want somebody that's trying to hang 70 points on us to see what we can do, because that's the playoff mentality, right? It's not somebody coming down here thinking, man, I hope we play well. It's, they have a point to prove. They have some new starters and stuff too, and they're trying to remain in their national profile. And that's why we agreed to this 4-year game that I think both sides want to measure themselves against another playoff type team and type program for 4 years. So that's the type of game that we expect. That's the type of coaching and atmosphere that we expect. And that's what, especially right now as a coach, that's what I want. I don't want a beaten and battered team to come down here. I want one that's pissed off from losing a game like that, because that's the same reason they're playing Platteville, is the same reason we're playing them, and Hope and others, where they're trying to raise kind of their profile as well. We got worked over pretty good by Wisconsin River Falls last year, and Platteville held them to 7 points, I think, the week after we played them. So we've seen how good of a program they are. We weren't too worried about that. It was kind of nice seeing a team have success against Aurora to see things. But Aurora's got a really good football team. Just looking at the personnel on tape and how they fly around, and they got some big, really big, really strong, really fast guys that play really hard. I think they play clean football. There's no crazy stuff. They have some kind of interesting offensive formations, but they embrace their system and run their system. And so I think it's definitely a good challenge for us.
Hop, thank you for the time. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Coach Tyler Hopperton before this afternoon's ball game, as the Lions and Aurora have taken the field. Chuck and I will be back with the kickoff of this afternoon's game after this.
Is your talent search wasting precious time and money? And are you tired of sifting through resumes that just aren't the right fit? At On Time Personnel in Blue Ash, we understand that finding the right people is critical to your business's success. That's why we don't just send you candidates. We deliver pre-vetted professionals who are ready to make an immediate impact. Our team handles the search so you can focus on running your business. Stop hoping for a good hire and start building your dream team. Visit On Time Personnel today and tell us what you're looking for. That's ontimepersonnel.com. Stop searching, start succeeding. Is your talent search wasting precious time and money?
Take your game to new heights at Mount St. Joseph University, where Division III champions are made. We coach our Lions to become leaders who will win on the field and in their career. With 23 athletic teams and cutting-edge facilities, we are the NCAA Division III university in Greater Cincinnati. Are you ready to compete with the heart of a Lion and become our next champion? Learn more at msjlions.com.
Dayton Children's cares about the health of your children. Hi, I'm Kirk Herbstreit. Growing up in Centerville, my parents taught me the importance of being healthy, and now I'm teaching my kids. Childhood obesity is on the rise, but there are small steps that we can take to fight it. Turn off video games and go outside, ride bikes, go to the park, or learn a new dance. Parents, once we get moving, our kids will follow. Get moving!
Dayton Children's, experts you trust, caring for the children you love.
So we're back, about a minute 25 till kickoff. The toss, the Lions did win that toss. They elected, they were electing to defer. So Aurora will receive the kickoff. So right off the bat, Dave, we will see our defense on the field to see how if we can stop them and how this is kind of going to play out. So we're going to be kicking, well, from the south to the north.
Kicking off for Mount St. Joe.
And freshman kicker Max Spencer will be kicking it off.
Spencer, the freshman out of Commercial Point, Ohio. He was 2 for 2 last week, 27-yard field goal and a few extra points. Really put on a good show for the Lions. So the Lions adorned in their all-blue uniforms today with white helmets, the white trim, or the white lettering and the gold trim, in Aurora in their all-white uniforms with powder blue numerals and the white helmets. Lions going from right to left across your computer screen. I'm Dave Mitchell with Chuck Murray as Spencer approaches the ball, and he will kick it off, and it'll be taken in back at the 5 on the play by Aurora. And they'll take it into the 10, to the 5, to the 15, 20, and out to the 25-yard line on the play. Returning that ball is T.J. Ramsey, the starting running back.
Looked like Luke Paff might have got in on the tackle, so nice job by the Lions special teams.
First down, 10 yards to go for Aurora as they put the ball down to start this one out at the 24-yard line. The quarterback here today is Tyler Adkins, who went 24 for 44 last week, 4 interceptions and 320 yards in the ball game. And he's going to be in the shotgun with receivers out wide on both sides. Now they move Ramsey back beside him out of the pistol, and they move Erlinger in motion out to the left-hand side. Dropping back is Ramsey. He looks upfield. No rush at all. Runs out to his left, throws it upfield. Wide open on the play is the receiver for Aurora.
Tyler Adkins,
and that is true. White uniform. Puts a man in motion. And he'll drop back to pass, throws a little screen pass out to the left side to Ramsey. Ramsey up the left side to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, 20, and he's brought down inside the 20 down to the 17-yard line.
Brady Pierce made a touchdown-saving tackle.
Not a good start right now for the Lions defense.
No, not at all. 2 big plays right off the bat.
And Aurora, they will send a receiver out wide to the left-hand side. That's Marcus Kroll, number 0. Coming out wide to the right-hand side is Connor Bright. He had 5 catches last week. Now running into the ballgame is tight end Kyson Klinker. Klinker lines up tight end right out of the tight formation. 1st and 10 from the Mount 17. Fake handoff drop. You've got to throw the screen again out to the left-hand side. That's to Ramsey at the 15, 10, 5. Breaks it in. Touchdown. 3 plays, 3 score. Score, and all of a sudden it's 6-0 Aurora.
Yeah, they're coming out throwing, not even worried about the run game at this point. Like you say, 3 plays and a touchdown. I hope this doesn't end up like the Wisconsin River Falls last year, but an eerie eerie feeling. The Lions just not able to stop them.
Just boom, 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 and Aurora moves down the field. 76 yards. They started out at the 24, and they move it 76 yards for the score. 13:34 left to go in the first quarter, and it's 6-0 Aurora. And they'll bring in to kick it Brett Money. Money, a senior. Left-footed kicker. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it is good. 13:34 remaining. We've just begun. Your score now, Aurora 7, the Lions nothing on UltimateSports.com.
Dayton Children's cares about the health of your children. Hi, I'm Kirk Herbstreit. Growing up in Centerville, my parents taught me the importance of being healthy, and now I'm teaching my kids. Childhood obesity is on the rise, but there are small steps that we can take to fight it. Turn off video games and go outside, ride bikes, go to the park, or learn a new dance. Parents, once we get moving, our kids will follow. Get moving!
Dayton Children's, experts you trust, caring for the children you love.
At LIT Wellness Solutions, we've partnered with 6 of the leading insurance carriers to ensure you receive the weight and health management support you need with minimal to no copay. Wonder if your insurance qualifies? Visit www.litwellnesssolutions.com today and click the Learn More Now button to find out and get booked. Let us help you ignite the change within. www.litwellnesssolutions.com today.
Well, in just about a minute and 26 seconds, Aurora drives it down the field for a score and makes it 7-0.
Yeah, I don't think that was part of the plan here to let them score so fast. So long way to go, long game, but clearly we're going to have to do something on defense that can stop that because, boy, it was really way too easy.
Money will punt it off. Back set to return, Michael Hunkus and Eli Aston. And he's going to kick it deep right down the center of the field. It's going to be taken in by one of the upbacks, and that is 10, 15, 20. And he's going to be brought down right at the 20-yard line on the play. Returning that pit, that was Joey Thaman, number 5, out of Elder High School, freshman.
Yeah. Typically you want to down them, but, again, trying to make a play and maybe bust one up here. So we got 80 yards to go to tie it, but
13:28 left to go. Lions with their first offensive possession, and of course they come out with the quarterback Jackson Schreiber, who was 24 of 37 last week passing in the ball game, and he lines up with Napier behind him in the backfield. Throws out to the left flank, and that is complete on the play. On the reception is Kimaria Pittman, and Pittman caught it at the 25, spun inside, and he's run out of bounds at the 27, so a gain of about 8 on that catch.
Yeah, good throw and catch, a little soft with the corners there, and they'll take that. Well, actually, I think they're going to give a 9-yard gain out of that, so second one.
Ball resting, right at the 28-yard line.
The offensive coordinators love these down and distance, Dave. 2nd and 1.
12:57 running left to go in this first quarter of action, 7-0. And Schreiber hands it off to Napier off the left guard, and he's going to take it across the 30, and he's got a first down.
Well, we talked off air too, a good defense is a good offense. If they can chew up some time, obviously they scored really fast, but if we can chew some time up, rest our defense a little bit and shorten this game a little bit, that's probably our best chance.
Ball out to the 32. Lions get a first down. Their first of the ball game. Schreiber lines up with Napier in the backfield. He's got receivers out wide on both sides. It is Hunkus out wide to the left, 2 out to the right, and the handoff goes to Napier, and Napier stutter steps, spins, dives forward across the line of scrimmage, gets out to the 34, so he picked up 2 on the play.
It's one of your better 2-yard runs there. He was stopped for no gain, spun off, and at least picked up a couple yards. 2nd and 8, we can live with that. But again, our running game has to be better than it was last Saturday. We really struggled in the running game last week.
2nd down, 8 yards to go for the Lions. They send Hunkus out wide to the right. Out split left is Patrick Connor, number 3, and now dropping back Schreiber. Schreiber looks over the middle. He's got a man complete and brought down across the 45 to the 46-yard line where he is clothesline tackled. That's Patrick Connor on the slant end.
Yeah, he made some nice catches last week too, so nice catch there, pick up the first down, really well thrown ball.
11:20 and running left to go in the first quarter. Aurora with the early 7-0 lead. Schreiber with trips out to the far side, ball on the near hash mark, Lions going from right to left. Handoff goes right up the middle to Napier, cuts it out to the left-hand side, keeps his legs churning, and he'll get out to the 49-yard line for a gain of about 3.
Yeah, I really like the play calling so far. A little bit of mix and run and pass and move those chains, make some first downs, and eat up some clock.
Schreiber, again, we have got to apologize to you, but again, Chuck, it seems like every year at the beginning of ball games, we have problems with the stats. And that is not out of the ordinary here today. Schreiber now in the backfield with Napier. Napier runs out to the left. Schreiber throws over the middle, incomplete. Hunkus went diving for the catch, but he was almost interfered there by the defensive back, Romello Law.
Yeah, there was good pressure up the middle. Jackson kind of had to throw it off his back foot there. So early in the game, this becomes a big third down.
Offensive line for the Lions, Jaleel Davis is the left tackle, Delando Anderson the left guard, Washington Ewan at center. The right guard is Austin Parton, and the right tackle, Donnie Lewis. Number 71, Hunkus goes out wide to the right, ball in the near hash mark, short side. Coming out to the left-hand side is Ethan Powell. Dropping back to Schreiber on 3rd and 8. He's going to wind up and throw it out.
Got him.
He's got Hunkus, and it went off at the top of his fingertips and incomplete. Might have thrown it just a little bit too high, and Hunkus couldn't come down with it. So it'll be 4th down and call it a long 7 yards to go. And that will send in the punting unit. And it will be Connor Yeager. Yeager had 3 kicks last week, averaging 43 yards a punt. He had a long of 60 in the game. Dropping back, set to return for Aurora is Ramsey, and it's a good high punt. It'll be taken in at the 14 by Ramsey. Cuts it up across the 15 to the 20 and down at the 25-yard line.
Punt for the Lions.
Punt of about 45 yards on the play, Chuck.
Yeah, nice punt. Again, they're pinned in at the 25, so defensively we got to make a stand here. I know it's early and long way to go, but really like to get off the field here pretty quickly.
10-13 left to go.
We'll see if they just keep chucking it all over. You know, haven't tried to run yet, and really no reason to at this point.
Well, the last time they picked up the football, it was at the 24. 3 plays, they scored. Now they've got it at the 25. Ramsey, the quarterback. Adkins, the quarterback. Ramsey is the running back just off to the left of him. Now he'll put a man in motion to the far side. That's Erweiler. Handoff goes to Ramsey, and Ramsey's going to be hit right at the line and dropped for no gain right at the 25-yard line.
P.J. Ramsey, the
looked like Luke Paff on the tackle there, Chuck. Maybe
yeah.
Logan Julian.
Yeah, Julian was in there too. So that's a big stop. So I would expect them now to air it out. The Lions are going to make some defensive substitutions, expecting a pass here.
Bringing in a nickel back. Deshaun Hoskins into the ball game now. Austin Adams, Zion James, Brady Pierce, Jalen White are the DBs for the Lions here today. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Adkins, the quarterback, on 2nd and 10. He's going to drop straight back, looks up the middle. Now he's going to run up the middle, got hit, threw it over the middle, complete right at the 26-yard line, but immediately dropping him right there for the Lions is Brock Harris.
Yeah, really good defensive play. Good pressure there by the Lions defensive line. He kind of had to get really a nice play just to get rid of it and not take the loss. So we got him in 3rd and long here. Really need to get off the field here.
3rd down, 9 yards to go.
Good coverage downfield too.
Lions in that cover 2 defense.
Yeah, 2 safeties back there.
Adkins is going to be alone in the backfield. He sends out receivers out wide on both sides. Trips to the left, tight end left. Dropping back Adkins. No rush. Throws over the middle, and it is incomplete. Knocked away at the last moment by the Lions DB. Great play back there by Luke Fortcamp.
Yeah, really nice play there. He was able to knock it away without interfering, so the Lions get that really needed 3 and out here to get the ball back to their offense.
8:47 left to go in this first quarter of play. And coming in to punt it away for Aurora is going to be Kevin Landa. Landa, 220-pound senior. 8:47 left to go. And dropping back set to return, Michael Hunkus. And Landis going to get it away. A nice end over end pick. Hunkus got it at the 38-yard line where he called for a fair catch.
They might have roughed the kicker. Boy, that's a killer if that's what happened. I hope it's running into. But if it's roughing, they're going to get an automatic first down, and the defense is going to have to go back out.
There is a flag, and it is.
I think it's running.
Running into the kicker.
I think they're asking Coach Beebe over there, does he want the result or does he want to make it 4th and 5? They would still kick no matter what. So they're, thank goodness that was running into and not roughing.
Unless they take the play, but that was a short punt.
Yeah, they might take it.
They're still looking over to Beebe, and Beebe's going to decline it.
To the kicker. On the defense, number 94, penalties decline. Result of the play, first down.
Okay, so
the Lions are going to keep it. They'll keep it right at their own 39-yard line.
That's a big sigh of relief, Dave. I was really worried it's going to automatic first down, and they go down and score, and just can't afford those type of mistakes. They must have seen something on film where they think they can block a punt. Boy, that's risky.
So 8:40 to go in the first quarter. Lions down 7-0. And Schreiber still in at quarterback with Napier off to his left. Receivers out wide, trips on the left-hand side. Ball in the middle of the field. Hand off to Napier, off right guard, right behind Parton. And he'll take it out to the 42-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play.
Yeah, so, last week we were getting 0 and 1, -1, so we're at least getting some positive yardage, staying in 2nd and 3rd and manageable, and that's what you have to do.
Well, last week I complained a lot about Napier just kind of dancing in the backfield, and today he seems to be hitting the hole a lot quicker.
Yeah, he's hitting it pretty good, and I think the holes are there a little bit more, but hopefully we can establish the run here.
Schreiber on 2nd down, 7 yards to go. Pittman in motion to the left, dropping back Schreiber. He's going to roll out to his left, now cuts up the middle. He's got a lot of room, tucks it under to the 45, to the 50, and slides down where he got hit as he slid, but there'll be no call, and he's got a first down, Chuck, on a gain of 7.
Yeah, that was really close to a late hit there. He did his slide. In the NFL, they probably call that, but it's tough on the defender. If he's going to slide or going to stay up, and I don't blame the defender there. First down, Lions move the chains.
First down, ball right at midfield. Well, now they're going to spot it back at the 49. Where they've spotted it, Chuck, he didn't have the first down, but they've given it to him. But it's at the 49 in Mount Territory.
All's fair in love and war.
That's right. Handoff Schreiber right up the middle to Napier, and he's going to be hit and dropped behind the line of scrimmage by the blitzing linebacker, Jackson Chaney.
We missed a block there, and boy, now we're behind the chains.
That's a killer.
Yeah, it really is. You just got to try to avoid as many negative plays as you can.
2nd down at 14.
2nd down, call it 14 yards to go, back to the 45-yard line. 6:55 and running here in the first quarter. Darrell Hughes on the sideline signaling in the plays to Schreiber. He's got Hunkus out wide to the right. Pittman is slot right. Now Aston moves in motion. Napier in motion too. And now the throw over the middle, complete to Pittman. And he's got it across the 47 and down to the 48, making it the 47-yard line. That's Patrick Connor, excuse me.
Yeah, that's, again, he keeps coming up big here. So we're 3rd and 8. If we get close, you may attempt to go for it on 4th down, but
Connor just seems to be that guy that finds the openings.
He's that Patriot guy.
Yeah. Now Aurora has to hustle a guy off. Low snap from center. Schreiber's going to pick it up, and he's going to be dropped back at the 40. Just a bad snap, and the Lions couldn't get anything going on that trip.
Yeah, just as you said, bad snap. I wasn't sure their guy got off in time. It was really close over there. Didn't get the call, so we're going to be forced to punt it away.
5:51 and running left to go in the first quarter. Dropping back to punt, Connor Yeager.
Again, Dave, negative plays.
Got a 45-yarder his first time off. And you're right, negative plays all over. And it's a good snap this time, and Yeager's going to get it off, and he got off a boomer high kick. It's going to be taken in at the 16-yard line. Taken to the 20 and dropped right at the 21 by Trey Erweiler.
Yeah. Hunter Sones, I think, was in on that too. So, again, got him pinned in, Dave. Really excellent punt there. That's 2 really good punts by the freshman.
Yep, really good punts.
So, again, all 3 phases.
I'm not sure why we don't have any stats today, but again.
on the play.
And there is a flag down, but they picked it up. And now this is where Aurora will start out leading at 7-0. Ball at the 21-yard line. Erweiler moves in motion to the far side, now sets up in the slot. Adkins, the quarterback, he had a bad snap but picked it up, drops back, looks upfield. He's got a receiver and overthrew everyone. Incomplete.
Yeah, really good coverage over there.
Tried to go on the play.
Luke Fortcamp was over there, and I believe looks like Jalen White was over there too. So
Lucius Dones was the intended receiver, but he threw it over his head.
And good pressure too.
Connor Bright will move out to the left-hand side. Erweiler, slot left. Ramsey in the backfield, tight end right. Kyson Klinker. Looking things over is the quarterback Adkins on 2nd down and 9. Handoff goes up the middle, goes to Ramsey. Ramsey hit right at the 25-yard line, so he picked up about 4 on the play before he was met right at the line by Hunter Soames and Luke Papp.
Yeah, exactly. So, again, they filled that hole pretty quick. It looked like a pretty big hole right off the bat, but 3 yards, we'll take that, 3rd and 7.
3rd down, a long 6, call it a short 7.
Yeah, big play again. 3rd down, that's where you win and lose games.
Coming out wide to the right-hand side is Marcus Krall. He had 2 catches last week. And Connor Bright, slot right. Lions showing some blitz here at the line. And here they come. But the quarterback, Adkins, gets away from it. He's going to run on the left-hand side, get a 1st down, and he runs out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Gained about 11 yards on the play.
Again, if you have a mobile quarterback, that's just a killer for the defense. You play great defense in the secondary. You can put pretty good rush, but he's able to scramble out of there and make a 1st down. Big 3rd down conversion there for Aurora.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 from the Lions, or check that, from Aurora's 38-yard line. 4 minutes exactly left to go in the first quarter. 7-0 Aurora leads it. Ramsey in the backfield. He fake handoff, throw over the middle, and it is complete on the play, and then incomplete. Dropping it after he caught it was Marcus Krall over the middle.
Yeah, Austin Adams, it was a little bit of a slant there, and I think he tried to run before he caught it. Austin, pretty good coverage, and fortunately just wasn't able to hold on to the ball for the Lions.
3:53, clock stops on the incompletion. Aurora looking things over defensively. And the quarterback now audibilizing at the line of scrimmage. Adkins, the junior, he's got 4 receivers out wide to the right-hand side and 1 to the left-hand side. Dropping back, Adkins looked right, then goes left on the bubble screen. He breaks the tackle, gets it inside the 45 and outside to the 49-yard line, where he's going to be about a yard shy of a 1st down on that catch.
Yeah, we saw Muskegon run quite a few of those bubble screens last Saturday night with some success. So after watching film, I'm thinking they can do that too. So 3rd and short.
Dominic Coronado with the catch, and now the quarterback Ramsey is going to Adkins is going to run it upfield, and they're going to give him the 1st down. Boy, he didn't come anywhere close to it, Chuck. And here we go.
Yeah, I didn't think he made that one, but they gave it to him.
Here we go, Chuck. We talked about it last week, how the officials in the game last week against Muskingum took their time, let the chains move. This one, as soon as 1st down was marked, the chains hadn't even moved yet, and they started the clock.
Wow.
2 minutes, 59 seconds left to go. Dropping back is
Late
Adkins.
blitz.
Heavy blitz. He got away from it, moving to his left, throws up the field on the left-hand side, incomplete.
Yeah, the Lions did a delayed blitz, and they just missed him. Again, nice job for him to avoid the rush and throw, and he bounced it, so fortunately incomplete.
Erweiler could not come up with it. I mean, there comes a time where you're just moving too fast. As an official.
Again, folks out there from Aurora, we're homers. We root for the Lions, but we try to be have a good perspective. It looked like the initial hit knocked him back, but not according to the officials, so that's what counts.
Now Adkins has got running backs on either side of him, receivers out wide. Now he moves Erweiler out to the right. Now Adkins dropped the football, picks it back up. Still plenty of time, throws it upfield. It's going to be picked off by the Lions. Intercepted up the right-hand side by Brady Pierce. That play was blown up from the very beginning, and Adkins probably would have been better off just falling down on it.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a quarterback draw, and then after the fumble, it kind of messed everything up, and he tried to make a play right on the sidelines. Brady Pierce jumped in front of the receiver. Lions get a big turnover.
2:41 left to go in the first quarter. Lions down 7-0, and they take it over in their own territory at the 42-yard line. Pierce had an interception last week, ran it back 70 yards for a touchdown, but it was called back on roughing the passer, which after we looked at it on tape, that was the weakest roughing the passer you'd ever seen. Schreiber going to cut up the middle. He's got a lot of green again. Tucks it under to the 50, and he's going to be hit after he slid, and there's the penalty flag at the 47-yard line of Aurora. He's got the first down.
Yeah.
And that'll be an additional 15 yards.
Again, I'm going to kind of side with the defense. It's really, really tough to know if a guy's going down. You're going to tackle him. He slides. You're already – the momentum's carrying you. I feel for the defense. That's tough, but the Lions will take it.
Yeah, at times I can agree with you.
Yeah, I just, it was in favor of us, but, boy, that's tough.
15-yard penalty marches it down to the 33-yard line.
So
First and 10.
Yeah, the Lions need to take advantage of this field position, this penalty.
2:31 remaining in this first quarter. Lions down 7-0.
So far, the Aurora secondary's had pretty good coverage. We haven't had many guys open.
Schreiber's run a lot tonight, more than he did last week. First and 10 from the 33 of Aurora. Schreiber takes it, looks to his left. He's got a receiver. That's Hunkus, and he caught it at the 29, stepped out of bounds right there after a 4-yard pass completion.
I noticed over there Aston had single coverage, so the Lions may want to take a shot at that here if that continues. He typically wins his one-on-one battles.
2 minutes left to go, first quarter. 7-0 Lions down on the scoreboard to the Spartans. Second down, call it 6 yards to go from the 29 of Aurora. Handoff goes out to De La Cruz. And De La Cruz cuts it to the left-hand side, and he's going to take it to the 26, so a gain of about 3. And now we've got a penalty flag down, and a hold is going to be called against the Lions. Your officials today, the head referee is Craig Matthew, the umpire, Josh Schneideren. It is the line judge, Mark Thompson. The other line judge is Trent Lung. The field judge, Ryan Lynn. The side judge, Jim Toth. And the back judge, Ron Swindle.
So with that holding penalty, the Lions now are behind the chain, second and about 15 or so.
You're good.
Try to get half of it back here. You still got 3 downs to work with.
Minute 50 left to go in this first quarter of action. Lions still down 7-0. They get moved back to the 39-yard line, so it brings up second down 16. Schreiber with 3 receivers out to the left. Aston out to the right. He's going to look Aston's way. He's got him double teamed, but he caught the ball at the 29-yard line.
Really good throw there, really across the field almost, and he kind of put it right in there because there's double coverage over there. So good throw, really good throw right there.
First catch of the day by Aston. And that after a second and 16, now it brings up third down and 4, so he gained 12 on that play.
Yeah, Dave, he had to thread the needle on that. That was a really good throw.
Yeah. So third down, 4 yards to go, ball at the 26-yard line. De La Cruz in motion out to the right-hand side. Throws it out to De La Cruz. Broke a tackle. Gets it up to the 25. Dives forward to the 24. And now it's going to be decision time for Tyler Hopperton because it's going to bring up fourth down and less than a yard at the Aurora 24-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for it, which is, in my opinion, the correct decision.
Eli LaFrange is in. It looks like they're going to go double tight end.
And see if they can power their way for, really, like you said, less than a yard.
De La Cruz stays into the ball game at the running back position. It's fourth down, less than a yard for the Lions. Biggest play of the game for them right now. Schreiber, handoff De La Cruz. First down. He's got it as he ran it right up the middle and gets it down to the 23-yard line.
Yeah, he just made it. Aurora thinks they stopped them, but let's see, are they going to measure or give it to him? Oh, wait a minute here.
He's got more of a first down than they did on their last.
Oh, they're saying
he didn't get it.
Wow.
He had that made by a yard, Chuck. That's a terrible spot.
Wow.
Is there a review here today? They need to be looking at that one. We had review last week at Muskingum.
Yeah, it looked live like he got it, but they stood him up, pushed him back, and I was going to say, where's the tush push when you need it?
That is a terrible call. Ty Hopperton is out screaming at the line judge. I don't know if we've got review here today or not.
I would think we do, but boy, that's a big stop for Aurora.
Boy, I'd be using it right now. 18 and a half seconds, and the Lions turn it over on downs. That was extremely questionable. First down 10 from the 24-yard line. Aurora has the football back, up 7-0. And they fake a handoff. Now dropping back is the quarterback. He's going to get hit. And the quarterback, Adkins, is dropped back to the 20-yard line.
Derek Rack got the sack.
And that'll end the first quarter of play here from Schueler Field. Your score at the end of 1. It's the Aurora Spartans 7, the Lions nothing on UltimateSportsTalk.com and the Mount St. Joseph Broadcast Network.
For more than a century, Mount St. Joseph University has prepared nursing leaders who serve their patients with the heart of a lion. Whether entering the nursing field, changing careers, or expanding your professional skills, innovative simulation labs and a variety of clinical sites prepare you to deliver exceptional patient care. With flexible undergraduate and graduate programs taught by highly credentialed faculty, the Mount will help you climb higher. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/nursing.
Think better, feel better, be better. At Iron Sharpens Iron, 5229 Montgomery Road in Cincinnati, train with passion and purpose. Be challenged by the 3 core principles: strength, core, and cardio. Make yourself better mentally and physically. Iron Sharpens Iron provides a fun and effective fitness training that you'll love. Try one of their 6 different programs: the Iron Circuit, Early Burn, Thrive, the Good Fight, Trinity, and Super Saturday. Ready for a better gym experience? Get to Iron Sharpens Iron today. 5229 Montgomery Road in Cincinnati.
Lions down 7-0 as we switch into the field to Aurora here in the second quarter of play. That quarter ended on a controversial play. At halftime, Blake Watson will be talking with Jackson Schreiber, the Lions quarterback, who today so far 6 of 8 passing, 46 yards.
You know, it's a big stop or a big first down sack there, put him in second and long. And, you know, after that initial drive, you know, knock on wood, the line defense has played really well.
Adkins, the quarterback, he's alone in the backfield. And he takes the snap, hands off to Erweiler around the right-hand side. And he's going to take it out wide, take it out to the 30. There is a flag down.
Short pass is complete to Trey
Yeah,
Erweiler.
I'm sure it's some type of block in the back or hold.
Thrown near the line of scrimmage, and now the officials will confer on this one. And it is against
Driven out by Zion James.
Aurora.
There's a penalty flag on the play.
Yeah, they were able to get around the corner there and make a good game, but fortunately for the Lions, there was a hold on it.
Offense, number 6, 10-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
That was a holding on Lucius Dones, one of the wide receivers, Chuck.
Yeah, that's typically where that happens, you know, trying to help your guy out a little bit. And, you know, receivers are blocking. And
so that'll mark them back to the 18-yard line, bring up second down, call it 17 yards to go.
Yeah, very similar to where the line of scrimmage was last, maybe a couple yards difference.
So it's first down, make it second down, excuse me, and 16, make it 17 yards to go. Erweiler in motion, and Adkins is going to throw the fade up the right-hand side, and it's going to be caught. Is it, or is it incomplete? He did catch it, and got knocked out of bounds right away by Brady Pierce.
That's a heck of a throw and a catch. I mean, he was right on the sideline there. You only need 1 foot in college, but he just dropped it right in the breadbasket.
Brady Crawl with a catch.
Yeah, nice throw and catch. Sometimes you just got to tip your hat. That was a great play.
That was just perfect execution. Marcus Crawl with a catch, excuse me.
No, good coverage, Dave. Just better, better offense.
49-yard line. Aurora still in their own territory, moving with 14 and a half left to go in the half. The quarterback, Adkins, Tyler, the junior, looking things over. So far today, 7 of 12 passing. And a fake handoff. He's going to keep it right up the middle himself, and he's going to be dropped inside Mount territory and down to the 48-yard line. Not sure if that was a design play or if it was just he tried to hand it off to somebody, and it looked like he just couldn't get it to him.
Yeah, it looked like a broken play to me. He looked well, and he still made positive yards out of it. So, but yeah, it looked like a broken play to me.
Adkins tells the team to get down in set position. They've got Crawl coming out to the left-hand side. bright slot left. Now Adkins drops back. Boy, he's been all alone in an empty backfield for most of this game. Dropping back, Adkins looks to his left, now back to his right, throws it up, and it is complete for a first down inside the 40 and down at the 38-yard line on a catch made that time by Krall again.
Austin Adams on the tackle. I think his helmet came off, so he's probably going to have to come out for a play. Yeah, he's going to come out for a play.
Well, I say it every year, and I'll say it once again. These kids spend thousands of dollars on an education and collegiate level, and the NCAA doesn't think they can put a helmet on in 10 seconds.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me either, but a lot of things the NCAA does I don't understand.
We won't worry about it later on, about 2 or 3 years. First down, 10 yards to go, ball at the 36-yard line. Atkins movement on the line, but no flag down. Atkins is going to throw the fade up the right-hand side, and it's a push-off by Krall, and it's incomplete. Boy, he got away with a push-off.
He did. That's a heck of a throw and catch. They were kind of hand-fighting there. I guess the official just saw it as both guys were kind of hand-fighting. And
Adams had coverage on him. It looked like Adams was the one that was going to catch the ball, and then Krall gave him a shove but caught it out of bounds. Ball still at the 36-yard line, second down.
36-yard line.
And now we've got
coverage on the play for Mount St. Joseph with Jalen White.
Yes, we're changing the ball. They're going to reset the play clock to 25. 13:08 to go on the game clock. Adkins has got Ramsey behind him out of the pistol formation. Single receivers out wide on both sides. Fake handoff to Ramsey. He looks off to his left-hand side. Now dumps it off to Ramsey on the left-hand side to the 35, 30, 25. Cuts it up the left side. 15, 10, 5. Dives to the pylon. And he's going to be touchdown. Wait a second. He pointed out of bounds and then signaled touchdown.
Yeah, we missed a tackle about the 20-yard line. He turned it.
Now they're saying it is out of bounds at the 4.
Okay, so the other official, I think they're lining up for an extra point.
Well, they're putting it. Yep, they are lining up for an extra point. 12:56 to go in this first half, and it's 13-0. Aurora on top of it. Money will come in to attempt his second extra point of the ball game.
Snapper is Hayden Bernani.
The holder, Hayden Haravi, down on one knee, left-handed kicker. And he puts it up and drills it right through. An official timeout on the field, 12:56 to go in the first half. It's now 13-0 Aurora over the Mount on UltimateSportsTalk.com and the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network.
This game is brought to you in part by Alliance One Network, delivering seamless, tailored solutions that bridge technology, creativity, and partnerships. From creative media and property services to wellness programs, business development, and smart technology, Alliance One empowers growth through innovation, collaboration, and impact. Whatever your vision, building a brand, managing real estate, or developing a business, Alliance One Network brings expert teams together to help you thrive. Learn more at AllianceOneNetwork.com.
Every day is a great day at the Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza. The Wishbone Tavern still serves the best wings and burgers in town, but now they offer brunch on Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. And for your next event, use the Wishbone Tavern's party room, capable of holding up to 60 people. Contact Nicole for a reservation. With a menu full of fresh ingredients, hand-breaded appetizers, and a relaxed family-type atmosphere, your good time will begin when you walk in the door. The Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza, a proud member of the community, open Monday through Friday at 11, Saturday and Sunday at 10.
Well, Aurora goes down the field and scores a touchdown, makes it 14-0 here at Schueler Field.
Yeah, it's not panic time yet, but it's time. The offense has got to kind of get something going here, avoid those negative plays, and I think it's time we got to answer the bell right here.
Lions so far in the ballgame penalized one time for 10 yards, and Aurora twice, and it's onside kick, and the Lions bobble the ball. Ball's loose on the field, and Aurora's going to jump on it at the 44-yard line.
Boy, they must have saw something on tape where we retreat too fast or something, and we got a hand on it, Dave, but it looks like now there's a flag. But I think that's probably unsportsmanlike against Aurora. They're going to maintain the ball.
Money's onside kick is recovered by Arthur Burton.
Well, we'll see what it is.
That's my best guess.
I don't know. That's pretty quick for an unsportsmanlike.
I think maybe the way he shoved the ball in our face a little bit. Let's see what we got here. The officials are.
I think you're right. It is going to be some sort of an unsportsmanlike the way they've got their cards out. Let's see what the call is here.
The play is Aurora recovered the free kick. After the play, thieving team number 3. That is his first unsportsmanlike foul.
So that's on Mount St. Joe.
So that penalty will go against the Lions, and that's on, it looks like Deshaun Hoskins.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, he was probably upset, probably said something, or sometimes the second guy gets caught. You know how that works, and boy, they're already in scoring position. This is, maybe it wasn't time to panic before, but now we really need to stop bad.
Yeah.
After the penalty, the
ball will be placed down at the 40-yard line in Mount Territory. Adkins, 9 of 15 passing for an interception and 175 yards so far in this ball game.
He's on pace for 500 yards.
He's been pristine in this one, unfortunately, after last week's game against Wisconsin-Platteville. First down 10 at the 40 of the Mount. Adkins alone in the backfield, drops straight back. Looks upfield, no rush at all. Throws it down the middle of the field, and it's going to be incomplete. Overthrew Crawl on the play. He was about ready to be laid out by Brady Pierce, and he just could not come down with it. Now he's down near the 5-yard line.
Again, Brady's in a tough position. He's got to break up the play, but you're afraid, like, is this going to be targeting? Is this going to be a late hit? Is it going to be a personal foul? The defensive, if you're a defensive player, you're just at the mercy of these rules these days. I mean, you don't want to see anybody get hurt, but it's football.
Now what did they just call? I'm not sure what they called. It looked like an unsportsmanlike signal, but they're not moving the ball anymore.
No.
Maybe it was a sideline warning on somebody.
Yeah, I didn't see a flag.
Adkins on second down, 10 yards to go from the 40 here at the Schueler Field. 14-0. Dropping
Blitz.
back, Adkins, blitz. He's going to get hit at the 45 and drop right there.
Yep.
Second sack of the day for the Lions.
Brock Harris.
Harris coming in for the sack. He had a sack last week, so he's got two this year.
Coach Thompson mixing it up. You know, he's playing coverage sometimes. Sometimes he's bringing pressure. I think he realizes we just can't sit back and, you know, with not much of a pass rush and cover these guys all day. So he's mixing it up really well.
I think I'd bring the pressure right now. Third down, 15 yards to go, Chuck, back at the 45.
Yeah, they're showing a 3-man line, but they'll probably have a guy on a delayed blitz.
Adkins all alone in the backfield. 4 receivers out wide to the right. They're flooding that right side. Crawl is out to the left, dropping back. Adkins looks to his left, trying to go to Crawl. He will, and he's out of bounds.
Yep. Good coverage.
Incomplete pass. Good coverage by the Lions on the play defensively.
Jalen White on the coverage. Good coverage. I think they'll punt it away, yeah. So the Lions defense did what they had to do. We really desperately needed to stop there.
Hunkus will go back to bring in the punt. Aurora today, the last time they punted, it went for 36 yards. 11:54 to go in this first half of action. Jackson Schreiber is our halftime guest, the quarterback of the Mount. 14-0. Aurora on top of it. Lions late. Somebody coming in now. Good snap from center. And the punt is kicked away. And Hunkus is just going to let it bounce. And it'll bounce out of bounds inside the 20 at about the 22-yard line. That's going to be a punt of about 23 yards. No return.
Yeah, trying to put him in the coffin corner. And initially I thought it was a really good punt. It was high, but it just didn't go as far as he wanted to. So it looks like they're going to spot it actually right on the 20. I love, you know, I always call it a guess when they kick it out of bounds. The officials got to, you know, I'm watching the game like, here comes the guess. And it's a tough call. They got to just, you know, kind of estimate.
So they put it right at the 20-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go for the Lions. And the quarterback, Schreiber, with Napier to his right, drops back. Looks over the middle. He's got a receiver. That's Hunkus. Hunkus has it at the 27-yard line, and he's spun down right there. 7 yards, brings up 2nd and 3.
As bad as it's been, it's only 14-0. We do have to do something on offense, and you know, and in our back pocket, we know we're getting the ball starting the second half. So it's, but we got to do something here. We can't keep turning it back over to them with no points.
11:21 left to go in this first half. Schreiber on second down and a yard, throws it over the middle, complete on the play. And the receiver, Patrick Connor. Connor's got it for a first down out to the 36-yard line.
I believe that's his third catch of the day, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right.
A first down, Lions.
And in a second and short there, Aurora was expecting to run, and he was able to just go out and turn around, easy pitch and catch.
Lions on 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Low snap, but picked out by Schreiber. Throws it over the middle, complete, and knocked away by Connor, and no flag. And boy, is Tyler Hopperton livid.
Yeah, again, I go back. That's tough, but he was up by his head area. That actually should have been a flag. The last one I could have said okay, but that one should have been a flag.
That one, yeah, that was definitely hitting a defenseless receiver.
Yeah, that should have been called. Just watch the replay here, Dave. It was.
Boy, and Ty Hopperton is just giving that headline judge an earful, and so's Darrell Hughes. The entire Lions bench went berserk on that one. Second down 10, ball at the 36-yard line. Moving in motion to the near side for the Lions is Aston. Dropping back, straight back. The quarterback Schreiber throws, and that should be pass interference and no call.
I think the pass might have been deflected. I think that's why it wasn't any interference.
Well, they're not showing deflection. They normally have to show that.
Yeah, normally they will go tipped hand. I'm going to try to watch the replay here.
So the ball's still at the 36-yard line.
Third down and 10.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell. So third and long here.
Third and long, 3rd and 10. De La Cruz still in the backfield now for the Lions. Next to the quarterback, Schreiber. Aurora showing blitz, and here they come around that left side.
Good protection.
Stepping up Schreiber. He's going to throw the lob. He's got De La Cruz complete at midfield. Spins into the inside of the tackle, inside the 45, and he's going to be dropped down at the 44-yard line on a great completion on the play from Schreiber to De La Cruz, and the Lions have a first down in Aurora territory at the 44.
We're going to go hurry up, Dave.
44-yard line.
Aurora trying to get a man off the field, and they do. And dropping back, Schreiber looks to the left. He throws out to the left-hand side, incomplete. Tried to get it to Aston, and Aston, one of the few times, the rare times you'll see him get a ball in his hands and not come up with it.
Yeah, it wasn't a routine catch, but that's normally a ball, as you said, he'll catch. Hopefully we'll look back at that third down conversion as a turning point for us, because that was really, really needed.
Connor comes out of the ball game. Eli LaFrange comes in. Second down 10 from the 44 of Aurora. Lions going from left to right. 10:09 remaining in the half. Now LaFrange moves to the right side of the line. Fake handoff, play action. Looking upfield. Schreiber throws it up the field. Complete on the play to Aston. He's got the first down. Caught it at the 33. Well, they're going to say the 34.
They said first down, so the linesman over there said first down, but they're not moving the chains. Now they are. Okay.
But the game is good enough.
So now they'll move the chains. First down for the Lions.
Good throw and catch. Really good protection by the offensive line.
First down 10 from the 34. Schreiber. Fake handoff. Looks out to the right. Now to the left. Plenty of room. Still rolling out to his left. Squares his shoulders. Throws it in the end zone to Hunkus and overthrew him incomplete.
Yeah.
Hunkus could not catch up with it.
Yeah, he got a step. He had to make sure either Hunkus catches it or it's incomplete because there's a penalty flag. Illegal man downfield. So either 1st and 15 or 2nd 10. We'll see what Aurora does. But he had a chance to make that play.
Receiver, offense, number 55, 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Okay, so they're going to take the penalty.
That's Austin Parton.
Yeah, that happens a lot when the play breaks down. You start scrambling. You think your quarterback's maybe going to run, and you start going downfield. So you can excuse that penalty.
9:27, clock stops.
Back to the Spartans' 39-yard line.
And the ball will be spotted back to the 39-yard line. 1st and 15 now for the Lions from the 39 of Aurora. Schreiber has De La Cruz moving out of the motion, and now the Lions move, and they'll be moved back another 5 yards.
Offense, number 79, 5-yard penalty, remains.
I think everybody knew the snap count except the center.
Yeah.
So now we're getting first and 20 here, so don't have to get it back in all in one play, but Got to get some positive yards here.
4 penalties now, 35 yards for the Lions.
Yeah, adding up a little bit.
5 yards brings it back to the 44.
Back to the 44-yard line, 9:27 still. The clock has not started. Tell you what, Chuck, these officials take more time in between penalties than they do on first downs. Now it's 1st and 20. Back to the 44, dropping straight back is Schreiber. Throws over the middle. Caught on the play for about 10 yards by Hunkus. What a great catch.
Yeah, and that was thrown into traffic. Really nice throw and catch. And, again, Schreiber continues to thread the needle.
9:11 left to go. First half of action.
So 2nd and 10. So back and manageable.
Back on the play for Aurora, Romello Long.
8:57 left to go in this first half. De La Cruz now moves off to the left-hand side of the quarterback. Dropping back is Schreiber, throws it up the field to the 30-yard line, complete to Eli Aston. He's got a gain of about 4 on that play.
3rd and about 6. Again, very manageable. They got 2 downs to pick this up. Nice job, taking this 1st and 20 into a 3rd and 6.
8:27 left to go in this first half of action. Lions down 14-0, but they're on the move.
It's like a 4-man rush.
Schreiber, good protection, throws out to the left, complete. Has it at the 26-yard line. That's going to be close to a first down by about 2 yards.
Yeah.
3rd down 2.
Yeah, it'll actually be 4th and 2, so I'm sure the Lions will go for it. And I would expect them to probably throw the football here rather than trying to run it.
4.
So big 4th down play here for the Lions.
From the 26-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to go shotgun. They're not even going to try to disguise it, Dave.
No. 7:45 and running. Left to go. Moving in motion is Connor to the line of scrimmage. Dropping back Schreiber under a heavy blitz. Throws it over the middle. Complete to Connor. He's got the first down inside the 20 to the 18.
Right. Really nice play there by Jackson Schreiber. A guy came untouched up the middle. He hit him. He's limping a little bit, but I think he's going to be okay.
Brought down on the play by Christian Shape.
So Lions first down on the 18. The clock continues to roll. 7:10 to go here in the second quarter.
7:08 left to go in this first half of action. 14-0 Lions down, but they're on the move at the 18-yard line of Aurora. Receivers out wide on both sides. Now De La Cruz moves out of the backfield. Dropping back Schreiber. Looks over the middle. He's going to throw a fade. He's got Hunkus in the end zone. Touchdown, Lions! Wide open. Hunkus for the score. And the Lions have cut it now to 14-6. And that's just what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, not only did they score, they took some time off the clock, shortened the game a little bit, and Aurora just had a breakdown in coverage. He was wide open, and Jackson just dropped it right into the bucket. Easy score for the Lions there.
6:49 left to go in the half. Spencer in to attempt the extra point. Lions down now by 8, 14-6. And the snap is good, kick is up, and Spencer drills it right through. 6:49 to go, first half. It's now Aurora 14, the Lions 7 on UltimateSportsTalk.com and the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network.
This is Dave Mitchell for the George Nikias Agency. George continues to enjoy working with all of you and helping to customize an individualized program on Medicare supplements or Advantage plans. George can simplify the process and help you get into the type of coverage you need. Don't leave your future to chance. Make sure you're covered financially and physically. The George Nikias Agency, serving the community since 1986. Call George Nikias today at 513-733-1255 or stop by the website georgenikias.com. The George Nikias Agency, reliable, respectful, and responsive service.
For more than a century, Mount St. Joseph University has prepared nursing leaders who serve their patients with the heart of a lion. With flexible undergraduate and graduate programs, the Mount will help you climb higher. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/nursing.
Chuck, just what the Lions needed as they drive downfield and cut it to 7.
Yeah, just what the doctor ordered. They really needed that score bad because defensively we're holding up okay, even with that extra possession they gained on the onside kick. And ever since really the opening drive, they've held them to 7 points and done a really good job. So, again, they'll be tested, but cut the lead in half here, Dave.
So the Lions, in 6 minutes and 49 seconds, on the 18-yard touchdown pass to Michael Hunkus, have cut it to 7. Now it will be Erweiler bringing it up the field on the kickoff. He's going to get hit right at the 20 and dropped right there.
Great special teams by the Lions, a gang of tacklers there, and boy, inside the 20. The one good thing other than the onside kick, they've started every possession inside the 25.
6:42 left to go in the first half. Coming up at halftime, Blake Watson's interview with Jackson Schreiber. 14-7, Aurora leads it. 6:42 left to go in this first half, and the Spartans will start out at their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Adkins, the quarterback, and he's got in the backfield with him Ramsey. Fake handoff. Now he's going to throw it out to Ramsey in the flat. Ramsey's going to cut it up to the 20, 25, run out of bounds near the 28-yard line. Yep. Schreiber now 16 of 21 in the ballgame. He's really hit a rhythm.
Yeah, Luke Paff ran him down. We had a defensive lineman, couldn't quite get to him. And, you know, I mentioned to you off air, there's a lot of empty seats here, but I looked to the south end zone. There's a ton of people over there sitting because I guess the heat and the sun.
Outside of the sun.
Right.
They're back underneath the stands.
Yep.
Underneath the trees.
Smart people.
Yeah. And if you're listening, wave. 6 minutes to go here in this first half. Dropping back. Adkins looks upfield. No rush. Now he breaks out to the left. Cuts it upfield at the 30 to the 35 and run out of bounds near the 40-yard line. He's got a first down and a gain of 14 on the play.
Yeah, really good coverage in the secondary, but again, flushed him out of the pocket, and he's very nimble with his feet, able to run and pick up a first down.
He's run it 5 times today, Chuck, for 41 yards so far.
Yeah, again, in any level of football anymore, you almost have to have a running quarter, a guy that can run and get first downs and extend drives.
Yep. 5:33 and running left to go in this first half. Lions have cut it to 14-7, but Aurora has the ball in their own territory at the 41. Adkins rolls out to right on first down, steps up into the pocket. Intercepted at the 45-yard line by the Lions out of the zone. They'll take it across midfield to the 45, 40, and into the 37-yard line. And a flag is going to be thrown after the play.
Logan Julian on the interception. Yeah, he didn't see him. He threw it basically right to him, but he just didn't see him in the path of the receiver. So we'll see what this penalty is. But the Lions are going to keep possession of the ball.
Lions with the interception, and now they've got it in Aurora territory, depending upon the penalty call. Let's see what that's going to be. As the official now faces it.
Result of the play is an interception, Mount St. Joe. Sideline warning.
Okay.
So sideline warning.
Okay, well, everybody gets one. The second one would result into a 5-yard penalty. So I know guys are excited and everything, and so we'll live with that.
So the ball at the 38-yard line of Aurora. 5:12 to go. Lions have all 3 timeouts left, down by 7, 14-7.
Again, I can't say enough good things the way the defense has played ever since that first drive.
Schreiber, 15 of 20 on the day, 136 yards. 1 touchdown, 1 sack. Schreiber has got Napier back in the backfield with him on 1st and 10.
Offsides.
Movement
Free
by
play.
Aurora, free play. Schreiber's going to go deep, and he's going to just overthrow the head of Hunkus. No chance he could of catching that ball, but it will be offside against, I believe it will be offside. Yes, that's the official indication against Aurora. So instead of 1st and 10, it's 1st and 5.
And you'll take that all day long.
33-yard line is where the ball will be spotted. First down, 5 yards to go. 5:06 remaining. First half of action, 14-7 Aurora. Next week, the Lions are in Hope at Holland, Michigan.
Nice facilities up there.
Great. Ranked 18th this week in the standings, and dropping back Schreiber looks over, and he threw it over the head of Hunkus again.
Yeah, a little high on that throw.
Not sure if he did that on purpose, Chuck, or the way he looked after he let it go. Looked like
he might have been a little bit afraid of the corner there. That he might jump this route, and if he jumped it, he was gone. Yeah, he was gone. So he might have did it on purpose, but anyway, 2nd and 5. We're still in good shape here.
2nd down 5. Napier in the backfield. Hunkus is out wide to the left. Aston slot left. Handoff up the middle to
Good
Napier
hole.
to the 30. Good hole. Cut it down to the 27-yard line.
Very close.
He's real close to a first down. Where the official here on this side has it spotted, it's a first down.
And he was kind of, he's saying
telling him
first
move
down.
it forward.
Yep, now they're going to do it. Okay. Maybe the guys at halftime, little communication issues here.
4:35 and running after the first down at the 28-yard line of Aurora.
Yeah, I like that play call. You know, you can't.
Yes.
You get in a habit of like, let's drop back every time. And again, we're running the ball a little bit better than we did last week, and I know that's, I'm sure, a point of emphasis.
Napier today, 5 carries, 14 yards. Schreiber, 3 carries, 17 yards. First down and 10 from the 28. Dropping back Schreiber, rolls out to his right, throws it up the field, and he throws it out of bounds, intended for Aston, but it was way out of bounds. Second down. Yeah, the Lions right now, they're probably about 75-25, I would say, pass to run.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Hughes would like it to be more balanced, but, you know, finding more success throwing it. And, again, when you have the weapons that we do, you have a tendency to lean on that, which I don't blame him, but you would like to see some balance if possible.
It's been that way for the last few years. Good quarterback, good receivers.
And they've had pretty much success.
Yep. LaFrange moves over to the right side. Handoff up the middle to Napier. Cuts it off the right side behind LaFrange. Gets it across the 25. Spins forward to the 23-yard line. That's a gain of about 5 on the play.
Yeah, Donnie Lewis kind of helped push him forward a little bit, you know, so.
Little Napier push there.
Yeah.
Instead of the tush push, we'll call that one the Napie push. 3:45 left.
I'm guessing it's 4-down territory here. I mean, they got a kicker that can make it, but again, I think field goals probably aren't going to beat Aurora, so we'll see how this plays out.
But you've got the ball to start the second half.
You do.
3.5 minutes left to go. Third down. 5 yards to go for the Lions from the 23. Schreiber empty backfield. Throws it off to the left side. Complete on the play. That goes to Connor. He's got a first down again.
I'm telling you.
Inside the 15 to the 13.
He just gets open, Dave. I mean, he's been a pleasant surprise so far early in the season. Again, nice throw there by Jackson.
Connor, that's his 5th catch of the day. Last week, Patrick had 5 catches, 36 yards. He's a guy that he just continually gets open. He
does.
He's a jitterbug out there.
He is. Again, it reminds me of those New England receivers back in the day.
So first down 10 from the 14.
Blitz.
Handoff. Napier right up the middle. Takes it down to the 11. Lions methodically moving the football down the field, and now they're running the ball capably enough.
Yeah.
4-yard gain on that one. Second down and
Brought down at the 12.
Brought down at the 12.
It looked like he gained about 4, but they only gave him 2. So maybe my eyes are deceiving me up here.
I don't think that bad. You're younger than me.
Maybe not. We're close.
Yeah.
We're close.
2:19 left to go. Second down, 8 yards to go. Ball at the 13-yard line of Aurora. Fake handoff. Schreiber drops back, throws it in, fade on the right side, and threw it out of bounds. Hunkus made a dive for it, but couldn't keep his feet in bounds, and ball was just thrown too far ahead of him.
Yeah, he wanted to make sure, again, if somebody catches, it's only going to be Hunkus and not the defense. So 2:03, so one more play before the 2-minute timeout. Would have been nice if that would have went down to 2 minutes, but 3rd and 8 about now, so big play here.
This will be the final play before the 2-minute timeout. And the Lions, depending on what happens here, will have a
decision
to make. Play clock down to 15, and they're taking their time as now they move up to the line of scrimmage. Pittman, slot left. Hunkus, wide left. Dropping back.
Oh, blitz.
Is Schreiber. He's going to throw it over the middle. He's got a man wide open. Aston touchdown. Aston was wide open in the end zone. Aurora blew a coverage, and the Lions have come within a point at 14-13.
What a play by Jackson Schreiber. I mean, he looked he was going to get drilled and take a sack and put the Lions in a tough spot. Instead, he was able to dodge the rusher, and as you said, a wide open Eli Aston.
Minute 58, the Lions will go for the extra point. And then will be the 2-minute timeout. 14-13. Spencer will attempt the extra point. De La Cruz is the snapper. Shoemaker the holder. Good snap, good hold. Kick is partially blocked and in. No good. Partially blocked at the line of scrimmage.
Well, they jumped, but then they got back.
Minute 58 left to go in this first half. 2-minute timeout. It's now Aurora 14, Lions 13 on UltimateSportsTalk.com and the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network.
Repairing a sewer line in your front yard can be costly and unsightly. Say goodbye to excavations and unsightly nuances in your front yard by calling Neiman Plumbing for all your sewer repair needs. Neiman Plumbing can repair your sewer line by using their trenchless, no-dig sewer repair. Say goodbye to having to repair your lawn. Neiman's trenchless sewer repair involves installing a liner inside the sewer line to prevent future backups. Call Neiman Plumbing, 513-851-5588 for your trenchless, no-dig sewer estimate, or visit them online, NeimanPlumbing.com. BSN Sports is the official athletic supplier of Mount St. Joseph University. If you need anything for your team, league, or complex, contact Scott Lawson of BSN Sports today. BSN Sports is the largest local sporting goods provider in town. They manufacture bleachers, benches, netting, foul poles, padding, goalposts, sleds, football dummies, and screens. And if it has to do with your athletic complex, gyms, courts, weight rooms, baseball and football fields, track and field, or outfitting your teams, call BSN Sports today. Scott Lawson, 513-702-5646.
Right back here at Schueler Field, Lions are down on the scoreboard 14-13 after Spencer's extra point was blocked.
Yeah, you hope that doesn't come back to haunt us, but at some point we'll probably have to go for 2 points to kind of make up for that. So, again, you know, it's a big part of the game, even though, you know, a lot of times you don't pay too much attention to it. So they just got in there and blocked it. So now defensively, you know, they got 3 timeouts in a minute 58, so there's plenty of time for them to do something. But, again, we could do a great job get them off the field, and we could get the ball back and then double up, have it at the end of the first half and get it to start the second half.
That's right. So it will be Weiler back set to return this kick, and Ramsey's going to take it in at the 5 on the far side across the 10, 15, 20, takes it across the 25 and is upended at the 30-yard line. Looked like Eli LaFrange.
Yeah, either them or Luke Fortcamp. But I'm telling you, he hit that really fast. If he don't make that tackle, boy, that's trouble. I mean, he really had a good burst of speed there.
1:53 left.
So we'll see how Aurora plays. I'm thinking they're going to come out winging it. Yeah, they are. They're going 4 wide, no backs.
Empty backfield.
Yeah.
Minute 53 remaining. Adkins with the ball. 14-13 your score here at the half. Adkins takes the snap, drops back, looks upfield, steps up and throws it underneath and tried to get it to his intended man, Erweiler, but he threw it at his feet, incomplete. Second down.
Yeah, good pass rush there. Again, the Lions can get a stop here. They can get the ball back. So Aurora's in that kind of, you know, you want to move it, you want to score, but yet you don't want to give it back to the Lions.
Darned if you do, darned if you don't.
It is. This is where that clock management, they don't seem afraid. They're going to just keep throwing it.
Second down, 10 yards to go from the 30. Minute 49 left. Lions have all 3 timeouts, but so does Aurora. Adkins looking the play over. Now he'll take the snap from center. Drops back. Looks to his right. Throws it upfield. It is going to be caught, or is it incomplete?
I think he caught it. They were both wrestling for it.
Let's see. The officials are going to confer on it. And I believe they are going to give it to Aurora at midfield. Nice catch on the play.
Yeah, really good coverage. It looked like they were kind of battling for it. They were able to win the tug of war.
Crawl, who made the catch, looks like it. So it's 1st and 10 from midfield. A minute 42 remaining. He went out of bounds, so the clock stops on the play. Austin Adams had the coverage on that play, by the way, for the Mount. Dropping back is Adkins, looks upfield. He's going to throw the fade upfield, and it's going to be over the intended receiver's head and incomplete. Tried to go to Dones, but he was double covered near the end zone.
Yeah, Jalen White and Brady Pierce kind of bracketed him there, so really good coverage. 2nd and 10.
Minute 36 left to go.
2nd and 10 from midfield.
Minute 36, 14-13 your score. Aurora on top by a point. 2nd down, 10 from midfield. Dropping back Adkins looks upfield, gets hit as he throws through a screen pass. It's going to be complete to Erweiler. Erweiler picked up about 4 yards on the play, down to the 46-yard line of the Mount.
Yeah, Luke Forkamp knocked him out. Really nice play, though. I think if he can't make that play, they run for a first down. So, Dave, this becomes a really big third down play. They're kind of in no man's land, but we get a stop here. They would have a tough decision to make.
Absolutely. So it will be third down and call it 6 yards to go.
Lions with that three-man rush, and they'll usually bring a guy or two after that, one of the linebackers.
Adkins will drop back. They're playing standard.
Oh!
It's going to be thrown, and it's complete to Crawl. It just got through one of the Lions' outstretched hands. It's complete at the 30-yard line. That's going to be a first down.
Wow, Miles Harding just missed that. I could see a pick six there, but, again, a great throw and catch. You talk about threading the needle. He threaded the needle right there.
He really did. So it will be first down, ball at the 30-yard line of the Mount. Minute 22 left to go. A lot of time, and Aurora still has all 3 timeouts remaining. Adkins in the backfield. He'll take the snap, dropping back, rolls out to his right, looking upfield. Now he's going to cut it under, and he's going to take it across the 30 to the 25 and skip out of bounds near a first down. They're going to say he stepped out right at the 20-yard line, and that should be...
He's really close, probably second in the yard.
Yeah, real short yard.
Yeah, if I was the Lions, I actually wish he would have made the first down because this is like a free play.
So it'll be second down and call it virtually nothing.
Yeah. Got to buckle down here, maybe force a turnover, or get a sack, get a negative play here. But he's killing us with his legs.
Second down, half yard. Adkins, empty backfield, drops back on second down. No rush, throws into the end zone, and it is caught by Crawl. Touchdown.
What a throw and catch.
Right in the back of the end zone on the back end line, and Aurora has extended their lead out to 7 now at 20-13 with a minute 8 to go.
Boy, there was 3 blue jerseys right around there. That was a heck of a throw and catch. He had really good protection. Tough to give a guy that long, but yeah, what a throw.
Jeez. So a minute 8 to go, first half. And it is now 20-13 as Money will come in, the left-footed kicker, to kick this away. Now what do you do if you're the Lions, Chuck? You got the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, I think you see where you end up on the possession. The one thing you don't want to do is give it back to them.
And Money will put it up, and it is drilled right through. A minute 8 to go in the first half, your score. Now Aurora 21 and the Lions 13.
My mom used to take Logan and I to Skyline. Since I got my driver's license, now he makes me go with him all the time and drive him there. I come home and he's just like at the door and he's like, can we please go to Skyline? I'm like, Logan, chill, we just got home. But it's fine with me because I love it too. Because it's like the one place that we actually like have like a conversation. That just became like something really special for us, and now we do it all the time and we just love it.
Skyline Chili, 5137 Delhi Pike. Sometimes circumstances require the services of a private investigator, and when that happens, contact Official Investigations and Security Services in Cincinnati. They specialize in surveillance, insurance fraud investigations, workers' comp, witness location and protection, accident reconstruction, and stolen auto and construction equipment. Official Investigations and Security Services also provides mobile notary services throughout the tri-state area. So for your needs, call the best. Courtesy, professionalism, experience, and results. Official Investigations and Security Services at 844-263-3424.
Dave Mitchell, Chuck Murray back here at the Schueler Field. A minute 8 to go. Aurora takes the football down the field and scores, makes it an 8-point game at 21-13. And the Lions will get the kickoff here with 3 timeouts remaining. We'll see what they decide to do.
Knowing the way they play, they'll probably be aggressive.
Money will kick it off. It's a high, deep end-over-end kick. It'll be taken in by the 3 by Aston. Aston to the 10, 15, to the 20. Spins away from a tackle. 25, 30, 35. There's a flag down on the play. Aston took it. Nope, check that. That was not Aston. Boy, Aston.
I think that's Thaman.
You're right, Joey Thaman. Boy, he has really done a fine job of running back kickoffs today, but now it's going to be a hold against the Lions.
Yeah, that's a killer. Because I would have said at that field position, you're definitely going. Now, we'll kind of see what they decide to do. Maybe something safe just to see what happens. Now, clearly, if we get too conservative, they can use their timeouts to get the ball back. So it's a chess game, Dave.
It's going to take it back to the 25-yard line. Make it the 26 is where they will spot it sometime today.
They're going 4 wide here, so it looks like they're going to come out winging it.
The Lions will take over.
Schreiber, 17 of 25 passing, 157 yards so far today.
He's done great.
59.9 seconds to go. 3 timeouts left. Napier in the backfield with Schreiber on 1st and 10. Handoff goes off to De La Cruz, and De La Cruz gets hit for a 2-yard loss, and that will probably show you what the Lions are going to do. They'll just run out the clock.
And we'll see if Aurora decides to use timeouts here. They're acting like they're hurrying up, but I think they're going to take their time.
Schreiber looking over to the sideline, as is the entire team, as they get the play call in. Play clock down to 32, and the clock is at 31. So they do have to run a play, but only with about a second to go. Now they'll hand it off to De La Cruz off the right side. Takes it up to the 30-yard line, so he gained back 11 on that play. And that will bring up make it 3rd down and about 6 yards.
Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think they're going to run it. And Aurora doesn't seem interested in calling a timeout.
So 9 seconds to go in half. That's going to do it here at halftime. Jackson Schreiber is our guest with Blake Watson here at halftime. We'll go over D3 scores and also D3 schedule for today. Your score at the end of the first half from Schueler Field. It's Aurora 21, the Lions 13, here on UltimateSportsTalk.com and the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network.
Where are you headed? Where would you like to go? New heights, right? That's why you're going to college in the first place. At Mount St. Joseph University, we integrate academic excellence, real-world experience, and individual attention so that you can go further than you ever thought possible. In fact, over 96% of our graduates over the past 3 years were employed or pursuing graduate studies within 6 months of graduation. Are you ready to climb higher? Begin your ascent at msj.edu.
As HR manager of our company, we needed a new project manager fast, and every candidate we interviewed was a waste of time. I felt stuck. So many applications, but none hit what we needed. Does that sound like you? The hiring process can be a real headache, whether a company is looking for top talent or a professional is ready for the next career move. That's where On-Time Personnel comes in. On-Time Personnel in Blue Ash is the premier staffing agency in the area, connecting the right people with the right opportunities. The agency streamlines hiring for companies and delivers qualified, motivated talent for job seekers. The agency opens doors and provides a personal advocate to land your dream job. Don't let a broken system hold you back. On-Time Personnel has the solution. Visit ontimepersonnel.com for employers or On-Time Personnel for jobs and candidates. That's ontimepersonnel.com. Find your fit with On-Time Personnel.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
You get to be outside, you get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
To help me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
Welcome back to Schueler Field this afternoon. I'm Dave Mitchell with the Halftime Report, where the Lions are taking on the Aurora Spartans in the home opener of the 2025 college football season. A lot of activity going on around D3, and if you stuck around for the pregame show, you heard us go over the D3 top 25 action that is going on, or I should say the polls that are happening coming up here this afternoon. But after last week, the D3Football.com poll had North Central Illinois at number 1 with they haven't played yet. Mount Union has played a game. They're 1-0. They came in with just a couple of first-place votes, and Johns Hopkins came in number 3.
Susquehanna was number 4, followed by St. John's, Hardin-Simmons, Mary Hardin-Baylor, Salisbury, UW-La Crosse, and Wartburg finished out the top 10. Now, in other schools around the area that were in the top 25 this week, DePauw came in at number 14. They're 1-0. Carnegie Mellon out of Pittsburgh, they're 17th ranked this week at 1-0. Hope, that's the Lions' opponent next week, and that will be on the air at about 1 o'clock next week from up in Holland, Michigan. And Hope came in at 1-0 at number 18. And then John Carroll, the team that beat Mount last year in the playoffs, they are number 20 this week with a 1-0 mark. Now, what was funny about the poll this week was in the preseason poll, the Mount garnered some votes, and after their victory over Muskingum last week, the Lions didn't garner any votes for the top 25. And other teams around the area that did pick up some votes for the top 25. Alma, they picked up some votes. So did Aurora this week. Even though they got beat 41-0 last week, they did pick up some votes for the top 25 this week. Marietta, Baldwin Wallace out of the OAC also picked up some first-place votes. Ironically, in the American Football Conference Association preseason poll, the top 3 teams were identical: North Central, Mount Union, and Johns Hopkins. DePauw was ranked 16th in that poll. Hope was ranked 20th. Both teams were actually 2 spots higher in the D3Football.com poll. And then Aurora finished at number 24, and then that was in the preseason poll, and John Carroll came in at number 25. Very interesting game here going on this afternoon between the Lions and the Spartans. Of course, the Lions have a new quarterback this year after Chayton Tomlin handled it 6 years ago, then Josh Taylor, and then last year Tyler Prather. Well, this year the new quarterback is Jackson Schreiber out of Oak Hills. Schreiber, he may be the next in a long line of outstanding quarterbacks for the Mount. It started 4 years ago, as I said, and in his starting debut against the Muskies last week, he went 24 for 37 passing, 334 yards with 3 passing touchdowns. And earlier this week, Sports Information Director for Mount St. Joseph, Blake Watson, had the opportunity to sit down and talk with Jackson about his performance.
It's really cool to see you starting for this team as an Oak Hills grad. I really love that. You kind of paid your dues. You sat for 2 years. You sat behind a great quarterback in Josh. TP had a good year last year. You've taken over the keys to a high-powered, high-scoring, fun-to-play-in offense. What are those 2 years, how they prepared you for what you're seeing right now as the new guy?
I would first just say those 2 guys, being under them, like 2 kind of different dudes. Josh, obviously, a alpha male, like kind of leads by example and leads with his voice. And then TP, kind of the same way, but just like not as out there as much. But just taking things from both of those guys and seeing how both of them have played, and just kind of little things along the way that have helped me get a lot better. I wouldn't be where I'm at without those 2 for sure. And then, just taking over the offense, it's obviously a privilege to play here. It's awesome throwing the ball a bunch of times and scoring a bunch of points. But, a lot of responsibility comes with that. I got to be mentally prepared every week. So it's a privilege for sure.
I've talked to a lot of the coaches about you and how much you've changed from your first 2 years to this year. They say, you seem like a more vocal leader. You seem like this is your offense now, and you're taking control of the huddle. You're taking control in the weight room, practice. You're willing to hold guys accountable. Have those 2 dudes helped prepare you for that?
Oh, for sure. Those guys were great at that. And that's not something I'm, totally comfortable with, but it's just, you just got to do it. And that's pretty much it. You don't have much of a choice as a quarterback. People are looking at you, and if you're not doing it, then no one else is. So that's it.
How was the offseason different from you, knowing you were going to be the guy coming into this year? Was the training any different? Were you more engaged in getting guys together to throw?
Yeah.
Your confidence level coming in, how was that different?
Yeah, for sure. Texting guys every week, making sure we're throwing once or twice a week in the morning before guys got to go to work or whatever, and then lifting whenever you can, whenever we can get inside of space and do stuff together. So, yeah, for sure. There's definitely more of an it's big urgency to get that stuff done, so we're prepared for the season.
You got a couple of really good pass catchers you get to throw the ball to. Eli Aston, Michael Hunkus, Kamari Pittman, a couple young guys. Patty Connors going to have a breakout year, we think, in the slot for us. A little bit of a work in progress in front of you. Running game struggled a little bit in week 1. But how fun is it to play in this offense? As a guy that, as a quarterback, you get to chuck it around. You get to throw it up and Eli go make a play. The one you threw last week at Muskingum, I felt like I was watching Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. It's like, where's one at? Throw it down there and he'll go get it. Did that go through your head on that one deep ball that he came back and got?
Yeah, no, guys like him, you just got to give him a chance and he'll make plays. But no, the best part about our offense is, except for Eli, a lot of those guys didn't really start, except for like Mike started because of injuries. But it's fun to finally get to see the guys that I came in with and all play together and kind of see it pay off, because we all stuck around and not a lot of guys do. Not a lot of guys sit for 2 years and then see it pay off and get to play. A lot of them get out and don't want to stick it out. But it's rewarding getting to see all of us, me, Patty, Kamari, and Mike, get to kind of finally shine and do our thing.
We turn our attention to Aurora this week. Obviously, going into last week, they were a top 25 team. They had a really surprising loss last week. I assume from watching tape, that doesn't mean they're not a good football team. You guys are ready to play a good football team today, right?
Yes, they're going to be fundamentally sound. They're well coached. They're a good team, and we fully expect to be in for a dogfight. We're going to have to score some points, and that's how it's going to be. But like I just said in the huddle there, this is going to be one of the bigger wins we've had in the program's history if we can get this done. So let's just be a part of history and can make it happen.
Jackson, thank you for your time. Last question. What's your major? Any plans after graduation?
I'm in sports management right now. I want to coach. So whatever avenue that takes me, I want to end up coaching and doing something in sports. So.
Right now we're at halftime of this afternoon's ball game between Aurora and Mount St. Joseph. We're thanks to Blake Watson for sitting down with the Lions junior quarterback Jackson Schreiber here this afternoon. Also going on in D3 football that should be getting underway right about now around the country. Here are the 2 p.m. starts around the country for D3 football as we take a look at what's happening here this afternoon. Salisbury is at McDaniel. MIT will be at New England. Then comes Brevard at Swanee. Hendricks will be at Huntington. UW Oshkosh is at North Central. We've already told you North Central, the #1 team in the country according to both polls. Wartburg is at UW Stout. St. Norbert will be at UW Stevens Point. Then comes Luther at Martin Luther. Beloit will be at Grinnell. Randolph-Macon is at Central. Whitewater out of the University of Wisconsin will be playing at St. Xavier. Chicago is at Cornell. Coe is at University of Wisconsin River Falls. Greenville at Lakeland. Lake Forest at Illinois College. And Ripon will be at Knox. In other 2 o'clock games today, Maysville will be at Nebraska. It's Simpson, Nebraska Wesleyan that is. Simpson is at Crown. Rockford at Elmhurst. Then comes Minnesota Morris at St. John's. Wisconsin Lutheran at Buena Vista. Lawrence will be at Monmouth. And then 2:30 starts this afternoon, just a couple. Westfield State at Bridgewater State, and Tufts will be at Bowdoin. One team that is going to be playing the Mount this year, coming up in Week 9, it's going to be Heidelberg at Ohio Northern, and the Lions will be taking on the Polar Bears coming up in Week 9 this year. Well, tomorrow is Week 2 of the NFL football season, and we've got an opportunity to take a look at what's going to happen in the NFL here this afternoon. Of course, the Bengals will be back at home, and they will be playing their second game of the year after squeaking out a victory last week against the Cleveland Browns, in which the Browns missed 2 crucial kicks, an extra point and a field goal. Otherwise, the Browns would have come out ahead in that football game. But elsewhere in the NFL going on tomorrow around the NFL, it will be Buffalo at the New York Jets. These are all 1 o'clock kickoffs. Chicago goes to Detroit. Cleveland is in Baltimore. Jacksonville will be here in town against Cincinnati. It is the LA Rams taking on Tennessee. And another 1 o'clock game will be New England at Miami. And then the New York Giants go to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Those are the 1 o'clock games. Seattle also will round about out the 1 o'clock games at Pittsburgh. Now at 4 o'clock, it's San Francisco at New Orleans. Carolina goes to Arizona. Denver at Indianapolis. Philadelphia will be at Kansas City in a Super Bowl rematch. Then tomorrow night, it will be Atlanta at Minnesota. That's the Sunday night game. And the Monday night game, there's a doubleheader coming up. Tampa Bay will be at Houston. That's at 7 o'clock. And then at 10 o'clock, the Chargers of Los Angeles will be playing Las Vegas. That's a look at the NFL schedule. Want to jump back into the college football schedule, though. And here are the games that are going to be kicking off later on this afternoon, and we'll go over the scores when we come back after this break. But in games that are going to be happening in college football, Division I, here this afternoon, starting at about 2 o'clock, it will be Georgia at Tennessee. What a big one there. Georgia ranked 6th, Tennessee 15th. Oregon State will be at 21st ranked Texas Tech. It's Villanova at 2nd ranked Penn State. And the University of Louisiana will be playing Mizzou. That's at 2 o'clock this afternoon. UTEP will be at Texas. And Miami will be hosting South Florida. That could be a good one. South Florida ranked 18th, coming off of their upset win over Florida last week. Miami ranked 5th in the country. That game will be at 5 o'clock. At 7 o'clock tonight, a couple of games. Ohio will be playing number 1 Ohio State at the Shoe. And Western Michigan goes to 9th ranked Illinois, while Arkansas plays at 17th ranked Mississippi.
I'm Dave Mitchell, and we are at halftime of this afternoon's ball game between Aurora and the Mount St. Joseph Lions. Chuck and I will be back to take a look at the scoring plays and the stat story of this first half of the ball game here at Schueler Field. We'll do that on this beautiful Saturday afternoon right after this timeout.
Alliance One Network is proud to support Mount St. Joseph Athletics and our Cincinnati community. At Alliance One, we deliver seamless, tailored solutions that bridge technology, creativity, and partnerships, helping businesses grow, adapt, and thrive in a complex world. We're a dynamic service network connecting industries, communities, and individuals through purpose-driven solutions. From creative media and property services to wellness programs, business development, and smart technology. Alliance One empowers growth through innovation, collaboration, and impact. Whether you're building a brand, managing real estate, enhancing your home, or developing a business, Alliance One Network brings expert teams together to help you succeed. Visit AllianceOneNetwork.com and discover how we turn partnerships into possibilities.
For more than a century, Mount St. Joseph University has prepared nursing leaders who serve their patients with the heart of a lion. Whether entering the nursing field, changing careers, or expanding your professional skills, innovative simulation labs and a variety of clinical sites prepare you to deliver exceptional patient care. With flexible undergraduate and graduate programs taught by highly credentialed faculty, the Mount will help you climb higher. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/nursing.
Dave Mitchell and Chuck Murray right back here at Schueler Field, where your score at halftime is 21-13. And we're about 5 minutes away from the kickoff of the second half. And again, Chuck, for the second week in a row, the Lions have to play with an extra point that was missed.
Yeah, you know, the punting's been really good. We did have a mishap on the extra point. They got in there and blocked it, which could be a really, really big play. And then, of course, they got the extra possession on a perfectly executed onside kick. We did get a hand on it, but we weren't able to recover it. And that was, even though they didn't score, that extra possession, changes, it flips the field, all those type of things. So, all things considered, the way this game started out, they scored within the first, minute and a half or something. It didn't look so good there. But, we're down 8. We get the ball, so, we'll take that. Hopefully we can get something going offensively and sustain what we've been doing towards the end.
Were you a little surprised that they didn't try to do something at the end of the half?
Again, rock in a hard place. If they didn't get the ball to start the second half, they might have, but I think they thought if they pop one, when the kickoff looked good and then there was the penalty, so we had to back it up to the 20. I thought maybe Aurora might call a couple timeouts to try to force a punt, but they seemed satisfied with it. So a little surprised, but I certainly understand why they did.
Well, another score from the Heartland Conference we wanted to keep an eye on because the Lions will be playing up in Holland against Hope next week. And Hope right now is leading Franklin with 10 minutes to go in the first half, 24-7.
Yeah, that's an offensive juggernaut. 24 points. They're on pace to score probably 60 to 65, assuming they can keep this up. So we know they're a really good team. We played them a couple times in the past. We beat them in a great game down here, then lost a really close, controversial kind of game up there. So we'll get a chance to go back up there next week, see how we fare. But clearly the Lions on conference schedule, they've stepped it up.
Well, if you're the Lions, what do you have to do here in the second half?
Well, I think, their bread and butter is going to be throwing the football, but they got to mix in the run like they've been doing and, got to protect. They got to pick up those blitzes. Jackson Schreiber's had a really good first half. The receivers have done well. And defensively, you look and you say, wow, they gave up 21. But really, after the first drive, I think they played pretty well. It's easier said than done. The quarterback scramble, it's just killing them.
Yeah.
But that's just the way things are with football. If a quarterback can get out of the pocket and run, typically there's not a man assigned to him, so he can run off and get those third and long first downs, which are killers.
Atkins is 14 of 25 passing, 2 interceptions for 245 yards, Chuck, and he's also on the ground here today. He's done something else. He's got 7 rushes for 40 yards.
Yeah, and a lot of them are big first downs. He's made a couple mistakes with the interceptions, which have helped us. Again, good plays by us, but those are good numbers. And again, those rushing yards on extending the third downs, those are just killers when they do that. But again, hats off to him. He didn't see anybody open. He saw an opening and ran for the first down.
Lions as a team, 14 for 34 rushing, just 2.5 yards a carry. But Aurora's the same way. They've got 9 carries, 32 yards. That's 3.5 yards a carry.
Well, again, I mentioned this to you pregame. They take sacks into account of that, so it's not maybe a true number. But, yeah, both teams are not running great. I still think we're running it a little bit better than we did last Saturday. Last Saturday was a major struggle. This today's been a little bit better, but clearly it would help take some pressure off to get the running game going, and you chew up more clock.
Passing yards, Aurora 245 yards in the first half. The Lions 157. A stat I wish we could keep, but it can't, is yards after catch.
Yeah, that's always a big thing. When you catch it, you can get those extra yards, break tackles and things. And, yeah, he's on pace for almost 500 yards.
21-13, Lions down on the scoreboard to Aurora, but the Lions get the ball to start the second half. Chuck and I will be back with the kickoff after this.
LIT Wellness Solutions uses a proven weight and health management approach that promotes a healthier relationship with food while improving overall well-being. Visit us today at www.litwellnesssolutions.com to see if you can take advantage of the nutrition counseling you desire using your insurance with little to no out-of-pocket copay. Let us help you ignite the change within. Visit us today at www.litwellnesssolutions.com.
Take your game to new heights at Mount St. Joseph University. With 23 athletic teams and cutting-edge facilities, we are the NCAA Division III university in Greater Cincinnati. Learn more at msjlions.com.
Well, I hope you're enjoying this one, whether you're at home or on the road or whatever. 21-13, Aurora on top of the Lions, but the Lions will get the ball to start the second half. And, Chuck, as you said, this is a game, I think the Lions are very capable of winning this game if they just cut down on the errors that they've had.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no question that, a couple of mistakes. And, again, I said, maybe it was off air and I can't remember, but they don't have to play a perfect game, but they have to play a really, really good game to defeat this team. And, we're just a little bit below that right now. We've done some really good things, but, again, as you mentioned, a few mistakes and, maybe a couple calls that maybe didn't go our way. We got stuffed on a 4th and short that, again, looked like he had it. Another play where there might have been a targeting call
exactly.
And didn't get that either. So, but, again, that's the way it is. You're going to get some, and you hope they even out over the years. Sometimes in a game it doesn't even out. Sometimes in a year it doesn't even out. As a former coach, I always felt like I was on the short end of the stick. But you got to play through those. You can't worry about it. And Lions get ready to receive second half kickoff, Dave.
Time of possession, Chuck. I always try to look at that, and this one's a surprising note. Aurora, 11 minutes and 30 seconds of time of possession. The Lions, 18 minutes, 24.
Now, that's surprising to me.
Yeah.
But, they did score in a hurry on that first drive, but that's a little surprising. Hopefully we can do that in the second half and maybe wear them down a little bit.
Well, the temperature right now, we talked about that earlier today. Temperature right now, 84 degrees. It's a little cloudy outside, but that sun every once in a while pops out from behind the clouds. But it's a hot one here today.
Yeah, we haven't seen rain here in a
few
long
days.
time, yeah. And probably on the field, it's probably in the 90s.
So back, Joey Thaman and Hunkus. Back set to return. Money's going to kick it off. Lions will be going from left to right across your computer screen, and here's the kickoff to start the second half. Lions down by 8. High end over end kick. Thaman will take it in at the 11. Cuts it to the middle of the field to the 15-20. Struggles forward to the 25-yard line. And we've got a scuffle going on down at the 40, but the officials will let that go. And that will start the second half here from Schueler Field.
I saw Coach Hopperton before the kickoff there talking to the head official there a little bit, probably giving his opinion on a couple things that happened out there that maybe weren't called.
21-13, Aurora with the lead. Starting out at running back will be Napier here in this second half. Going out wide to the left-hand side for the Lions is Pittman and also Aston. Hunkus out to the left-hand side. Dropping back, Schreiber hands it off to Napier right up the middle, and Napier cuts it up. Got hit just across the line of scrimmage. Maybe picked up a yard on the play, Chuck, for 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, not much of a hole there at all. Nowhere to go. So a little bit behind the chains now, 2nd and 10. Really no gain.
2nd down, call it a long 9 yards to go. Aston out wide to the right-hand side, which is the wide side of the field right now. Pittman in the slot to the right-hand side. LaFranche tight end left, moves in motion to the near side. Dropping back, Schreiber looks over the middle, throws over the middle. He's got him over the middle at the 45-40. That's Hunkus. Hunkus at the 45, struggles forward to midfield for the first down after a gain of 25 on that catch. That middle has been open all day long for the Lions.
Yeah, Jackson, really good throw there. Hunkus with a nice catch, broke about 3 tackles. That's at yards after the catch again, Dave.
Lions in the hurry-up, try to keep that Aurora defense on the field that they like. 1st and 10 from midfield. Stepping up is Schreiber. Schreiber cuts it to the left. He's going to tuck it under across the 45. Goes for the first down near the 40. And they're going to say he stepped out of bounds shy of the 40 at the 41-yard line in Aurora territory.
Yeah, good. You know, every offensive coordinator's dream play here. 2nd down and 1. The playbook is wide open.
21-13, Lions down by 8. We've just started the second half. Not exactly what we thought this game would be, but
it's still going to probably end up in the 30s or maybe even 40s, but there's been some defense too.
2nd and 1 out of the shotgun. Dropping back, Schreiber hands it off up the middle to Napier, cuts it off the right side. He's got the first down, and he'll be stopped at the 37-yard line.
Yeah, pick up of about 4 for a first down, move the chains, keep the clock running.
Be first down for the Lions. They had 14 in the first half. Aurora had 12 in that first half. Lions have actually run the football better than Aurora has, but Aurora's got the more yards per
Yeah, that
rush.
quarterback running is.
Yeah. 1st and 10, ball at the 37-yard line. Fake handoff, Schreiber drops back, throws it out to the right side, complete on the play. Going down to one knee is Hunkus to catch it at the 29-yard line. That's a gain of about 8, and it brings up 2nd down and a couple.
Well, I can tell you, with all the attention being, to Eli S., and rightfully so, Hunkus has got a chance to have a great season.
6 catches here today for Hunkus.
He's looked good.
Aston's today has caught 5, and that's been a quiet 5,
free play.
jumping on the free play. And they're going to go to the end zone.
They're
throwing it deep to
Eli.
Aston, and Aston gets it knocked away at the last second, incomplete. He was well covered.
Yeah, but again, great job by Schreiber to realize he had a free play, threw it up for grabs. Hope our guard can make a play. If not, we'll take the first down.
Mason Holbert, the sophomore, 6'3", 180. He had 7 tackles last week. Boy, he had good coverage on Aston.
Yeah, smart play. Ball was maybe underthrown just a touch. But again, smart play, recognizing the free play.
What do we have here, a penalty?
Offsides. He had the free play.
Offsides, correct. You're right.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yep. Even the best are allowed to make mistakes.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
So, Lions threatening here, Dave. This is just what the doctor ordered.
Ball now at the 24-yard line in Aurora territory. 11:58 left to go, third quarter. 21-13 your score. Schreiber with Napier off to the right-hand side. Ball in the far hash mark. Handoff Napier. Napier right up the middle. He's going to drive forward right behind Washington U in the center, and he'll pick up maybe a yard on the play.
Yeah, Scott Carter blitzing from his right side linebacker spot was able to make the tackle.
Other than blocking and moving in motion, we have not heard a lot out of Eli LaFrange today.
No, maybe just the way the game plan is.
Yeah.
The tight end's just not, a valuable
Although that middle's been open a lot.
Yeah, it has.
11:25 and running. 2nd down, 9 yards to go from the 23 of Aurora. Napier in the backfield, drops back Schreiber. Schreiber looks upfield, heavy rush. Now he's got to throw it away, and he will, and he'll throw it out of the end zone.
Good, smart.
Off the sideline, incomplete.
Yeah, good, smart play. That would have been about a 20-yard sack. Couldn't afford that. So good pressure by the front 4 of Aurora, and he was able to avoid the loss. Good play.
11:11 left, third quarter. Now it brings up 3rd down, 9 yards to go, and again, you're in a decision-making mode.
Yep.
If you don't get it here,
I would assume they'd go for it.
I would think they'd have to go for the field goal.
Yeah.
You want to get some points out of this drive.
You
early.
do, but the last PAT was blocked. It'd be 40 yards. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully we don't have to see.
He's got the leg for it.
He certainly does.
3rd down, 9. Here we go on 33. Blitz shown, and the throw out to the left-hand side. It's complete. Catch made by Connor, and he's going to be shy of the first down. It's going to be 3rd down 5 at the 20.
Actually,
Make it 4th down,
yeah.
excuse me.
And I think we got our decision.
I think they're going to go for it.
Now, you could argue because we missed the extra point to try to get 3 here, but I think this is the right call. It just –
I think you need to get some points out of this drive somehow, some way.
Well, yeah, I don't disagree with that, but I agree with going for it on here. So we'll see what happens.
4th down, 5 yards to go. Aurora showing blitz, and now the Lions back out of it. 6 seconds on the play clock. Are they going to take a timeout here? 2 seconds. Schreiber is going to take the snap. Got it off before the play clock. Blitz, he's going to run it himself, and he's not going to get it. He's going to be stopped at the 23.
Good defense.
So the Lions are going to come away with no points on the scoreboard to start this second half.
Yeah, that's tough. You know, I thought it was the right thing to do to go for it, but didn't quite make it up. You wanted the points, and again, no guaranteed make it, but, you know, I can see both sides of it. You make it 21-16 now, a touchdown, you don't have to worry about the 2 points, but on the other hand, I just don't know that we can keep holding Aurora. I mean, they're on pace to score 42, so defense has got to dig in.
10:21 remaining here in the third. 21-13 Aurora, they come out. Atkins, the quarterback, 14 of 25 passing, 2 interceptions, 245 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He's had a whole afternoon worth of football and a half. Dropping back, Atkins hands it off on the jet sweep around the right side to Ramsey. Ramsey's going to pick up the first, near the first down, across to the 26-yard line.
Yeah. Luke Forkamp, a nice open field
and he's
tackle.
Down.
Yeah.
Across the way. Ramsey got tackled, ankle tackled, and that looks like maybe a cramp. So he's over near the sideline. There's an injury timeout on the field. 10:08 to go, third quarter. It's the Spartans 21, the Lions 13 here on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
BSN Sports is the official athletic supplier of Mount St. Joseph University. If you need anything for your team, league, or complex, contact Scott Lawson of BSN Sports today. BSN Sports is the largest local sporting goods provider in town. They manufacture bleachers, benches, netting, foul poles, padding, goalposts, sleds, football dummies, and screens. And if it has to do with your athletic complex, gyms, courts, weight rooms, baseball and football fields, track and field, or outfitting your teams, call BSN Sports today. Scott Lawson, 513-702-5646.
Up and off the field, TJ Ramsey looked like a cramp.
I'm actually surprised. Excuse me, Dave, that more guys haven't cramped today with the heat and everything.
10 minutes to go, third quarter. Lions down 21-13. Adkins puts Weiler in motion to the far side. Handoff goes off the right-hand side to the backup running back, Sterling Williams, and Williams is struggling to try to get the first down. Now they put in their portion of the Spartan push, and they get the first down out to the 29-yard line.
We had him for a 3-yard loss. He was able to break the tackle, and then they just pushed him forward for the first down.
Aurora has kept the football on the field now for this first possession that they've had here in the second half. 9.5 remaining. Third quarter.
Yeah, conditioning will come into play, too, with this heat.
Absolutely. 21-13. Receivers out wide on both sides. Lions showing blitz from the safety position. Here they come. Over the middle. Almost intercepted.
Wow.
Almost coming down with that play was Luke Paff.
That was a touchdown, too.
That was.
Boy, he read it like a book, and he just was able to tip it. Wasn't quite able to grasp it and hold on, but good defensive play.
Incomplete. Goes to second down now and 10 yards to go. 9:14 remaining.
Some substitutions here.
Well, I'll tell you, come late October, early November, Chuck, we may be begging for this kind of weather.
Yeah, I'd rather have warm weather than real cold.
I would too. 21-13 Aurora, second down, 10 yards to go from their own 29. Handoff goes to Wheeler. Wheeler takes it across the 30. Williams, and Williams takes it out to the 32. That's a gain of about 4. Brings up third down now and 6.
Talking to a few Aurora fans at halftime as I was running around here, and they said it's about a 5-hour drive. So, because the Mount, we talked earlier, it's a 4-year deal. We'll go up there next year. They'll come back, and then we'll go up there again.
That's about right. We went over there for softball about 4 or 5 years ago, and that's about what it is. Nice hotel facilities over there, that's for certain. Third down, 6 yards to go from the 33. They need to get out to the 39. Adkins drops back out of an empty backfield, looks downfield. Now he's going to cut off the left-hand side. Pointing direction, throws, and the ball is knocked free from Carl and incomplete.
Great defensive play there by Jalen White.
Crawl could not come down with the pass. It's fourth down, and the Lions defense holds, and now they'll get it back on the punt.
Great job by the defense. Again, he scrambled out of there. He wanted to run for it, but we were able to close the angle. He knew he couldn't run for a first down, so he tried to force it in there. Again, Jalen was able to knock it away. Great defensive play.
Hunkus back set to return. Landa has picked up 30 yards a kick on 2 kicks here today. 8:25 remaining. Landa gets the snap. It's a good one, and he gets it away. It's a high spiral kick. Hunkus will take it in at the 23. Cuts it to the 25, hit at the 26, spins away, gets it out to the 30, and then he's run out of bounds at the 33. Good return by Michael.
Yeah, he was like 1 against 5, and he was able to spin out of that first tackle and get a few extra yards.
8:13 to go. You know, what surprises me, Chuck, this just dawned on me. They never, usually when it's this hot out, they take just an official timeout at about the 6-minute mark.
That's a good point. Usually there's some type of water break in there, but I guess it's not at that certain temperature where you have to do it, would be my guess.
So it's first down 10. Lions get the football back, and they've got it at their own 33-yard line. 8:13 to go, third quarter. Schreiber, the quarterback, moves Napier and De La Cruz out in motion. He's going to throw it to De La Cruz out in the left flat. Cuts back to the middle. He's at the 40-yard line, spins forward to the 41 after a gain of 8.
I'm so impressed with Jackson's thought process back there. He's really not forcing anything. He's making some really good decisions. He took the check down there instead of forcing it. 2nd and 2, just really good decision-making for a guy only making his second career start.
7:49. Next week, the Lions are at Hope. Second down, 2 yards to go from the 41-yard line. Low snap, but Schreiber got it. He's running back. He's going to get hit as he throws. Dumped it over the middle, and it was incomplete. Looked like he was going to Eli LaFrange, but LaFrange really was only within about 5 yards of the pass.
Yeah, he threw that in the ground on purpose. He was really being rushed hard up the middle, and he's talking to Eli like, hey, he wanted him to do something different, maybe come back on his pattern or break it off. Anyway, 3rd and 2.
Connor's back into the ball game for the Lions.
The thing that makes this tough, Dave, is we're really not a threat to run the ball on 3rd and 2. They know that we've been passing. We just don't feel the confidence to be able to pick it up, so they know we're passing.
Ball at the 41-yard line. Here comes the blitz. They're going to throw it over. They've got it to Connor. Connor has the first down at the 45-yard line. Boy, he just finds that open area.
He does.
Sits down, and right there was the pass. Bang.
Yeah, the big thing is you don't want to lose the first down by trying to make a move. Just be happy with the first down, move the chains, keep the clock rolling. You're within 1 score here still.
7:15 and running. Hope right now over at Franklin, they're leading at 24-7, 4.5 left to go in the first half. Schreiber, the quarterback, with De La Cruz in there, drops back. Good protection. He's going to throw it over the middle again. He's got Connor, and Connor dropped the ball.
Yeah, that's unused. It was a little bit of a low throw, but I think if you asked him, he'd say he should have caught it.
Connor, that's the first time we've seen him drop a ball this year.
Yeah, and that's actually a really good throw because his guy can only catch it. And, unfortunately, wasn't able to come up with it.
So it'll be second down 10.
Yeah, we're not going to see too many of those this year.
No. By anybody.
Right.
We saw Aston drop one today, too, and that's a rarity. Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball at the 45-yard line. Connor in motion to the far side. Hunkus wide left. Aston wide right.
Here comes a blitz.
Dropping back, Schreiber. Schreiber throws it over the middle, and he overthrew everybody. Tried to get it, I think, to Aston, who was over the middle, but he threw it over him by 10 yards.
Yeah, he just kind of missed that throw a little bit. Was on the run, trying to make a play, and just the ball sailed on him. So we're now 3rd and long. They make wholesale substitutions on defense, probably bringing in an extra defensive back.
6:47 left, third quarter. Third down 10 for the Lions. They need a first down here.
They're showing 3-man rush, but they'll probably bring a linebacker or two here.
Play clock down to 15. De La Cruz, the running back, in the backfield, along to the right-hand side. of Schreiber. Ball in the near hash mark. 3 receivers out wide left. Dropping back, Schreiber looks up the field. He's got the man. It is complete at the 30, make it the 42-yard line, and that's the Aston first down on a nice diving catch for 11.
Yeah, really good pattern there. Went far enough down so when he came back to the ball, he still had the first down. Really good throw and catch. Big first down.
Big first down. You got it, Chuck. 6:20 remaining.
And the offensive line held up there on a 3rd and long. Good blocking.
Ball at the 43-yard line of Aurora.
You know, Dave, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but one thing we've proved, we can play with these guys.
Yes.
Now I guess we're going to have to take a timeout.
This, to me, is a bad timeout. You just picked up a first down, and now they're having trouble getting the plays in, and they have to use a timeout.
You could make the argument that you could just take the 5-yard penalty and hold on to that timeout.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a good argument. I'm not saying I would or I wouldn't, but there's an argument for that.
6:02 remaining to go in the 3rd quarter. It's 21-13 Aurora over the Lions here on Ultimate Sports Talk.
The George Nikias Agency is a full-service company that offers auto, home, life, and commercial insurance needs. George is an independent insurance agent, which means he can customize your personal insurance needs according to the carrier that best represents you. By having access to many companies, George is able to help your family achieve what many agencies cannot. That's multi-policy, multi-car, paid in full, and over 55 discounts. The George Nikias Agency, serving the community since 1986. Call George today at 513-733-1255.
Lions use their first timeout of the second half on a first down play at the 43 of Aurora. Shows you how important this drive is, Chuck.
Yeah, and timeouts are just so valuable, especially in the second half. The first half, not as much, but the second half, boy, they're really valuable.
Hunkus in motion, now sets up wide left alongside Connor, dropping back Schreiber. Looks to his left, now looks to his right, tucks it under. He's going to get hit and dropped all the way back in Aurora territory at the 46-yard line. Boy, he did not need that, especially after a timeout.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one to swallow there. Now it's second and a country mile.
5:40 left to go, 3rd quarter. Boy, what a great play by the Aurora defense.
Yeah, they had everybody covered up, and he just had nowhere to go. And I know he wanted to try to get rid of it, but he just didn't have anywhere to go with it.
2nd down and 20. Loss of 10. Dropping back Schreiber. Fake handoff. Again, a heavy blitz. He got taken down, and that's going to be personal foul penalty against Aurora as they either grabbed him by the face mask or it was a horse collar.
Yeah, I believe it was a
horse collar.
Yeah. Boy, I know that hurts, but, boy, that's a big call for the Lions. That would have been about 3rd and 30.
Yep, horse collar tackle. 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Wow. If we end up winning this one, we're going to look back and Aurora's going to say that's where everything changed. And, again, they're doing those late blitzes, and we're struggling picking that free rusher up.
So that's going to take it out to
what a break.
Out to the midfield stripe.
Yeah,
I think they. That's not a spot foul.
No, I think he got tackled at like the 35.
But
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Handoff goes to Napier. De La Cruz. De La Cruz is going to take it up to the 43-yard line, down to the 43-yard line.
It must be a spot foul because you're right, where the line of scrimmage was, that would have been a little bit farther up.
Yeah. 2nd down, he gained 6 on that. 2nd down, 4.
Good first.
Now the scoreboard has gone dead.
Oh, boy.
Well, here we go. Now it's back up.
All right. Every once in a while it'll do that.
Yep. 5 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. 2nd down, 4 yards to go from the 44 of Aurora. Here they come. Handoff De La Cruz. He's going to lose a couple.
Yeah.
Nothing there.
Yeah, that corner blitz there by, looks like J.P. Cheney. Or Reese Wagner.
Sooner or later, I'm expecting Darrell Hughes to call a reverse here.
Yeah, we haven't seen really any of that. So, again, when they watch tape, they must have, their guys must stay home or something. But
use their penetration against them right now. 4:28 running, 3rd down. Call it 8 yards to go. Schreiber took it. Fake handoff. Looks over the middle. Now to his right, now to his left. Throws it up the left-hand side. It's got a receiver. That's complete. That's Connor. Connor's got the first down at the 35-yard line.
What a
Check
play.
that. That's Pittman.
Yep.
Kamari Pittman with a great catch and a return.
Catch after the run after the catch, phenomenal. He was going to be about a yard short, able to break free. Outstanding throw as he was running to his left, and another big first down. And again, the clock continues to run. It keeps their offense on the sideline.
Now I'm telling you, Chuck, this drive they've got to come away with points. I really believe it.
I don't disagree.
3:30 left to go in the third. Handoff goes to De La Cruz around the left-hand side. He's going to be stacked up. No gain at all. Stopped right at the 35-yard line. Maybe lost a yard.
Yeah, he might have.
So second down and 11.
Got a couple positive runs in there, but then, a couple negative ones.
Pittman back into the ball game.
Unless we lose a bunch of yardage, I think we're in 4-down territory. So
I think you are from here.
Yeah.
I think if
you
you get inside the 25, I think you got to try to kick the field goal. And now it looks like Aurora has got somebody down, and the officials have called timeout, and they're going to force a defensive player, that's Mason Hulbert, off the field.
He may not be feeling well or something. He seemed like he jogged off okay, but
Fabian Mosley has come back into the ball game to replace him at that cornerback spot.
Hopefully that young man's okay.
Second down, a long 10 yards to go. Aston in motion.
Blitz again.
Dropping back Schreiber. Throws over the middle. He's got a man. That's complete at the 15-yard line, and then he dropped the ball. Hunkus could not complete the reception at the 15.
Looked like Andrew Norland, just the DB there, knocked it away. Really good throw and catch. Again, the blitz was on. We picked it up and allowed him to get rid of it. Just unfortunately, a really good defensive play.
The 5'11", 185-pound senior safety came in and knocked that ball away from Hunkus. Third down, call it 11. From the 35-yard line, 2:41 left to go. Third quarter. Aurora with the 8-point lead, 21-13. Aston out wide to the right. Connor slot right. Hunkus is out wide to the left. Dropping back Schreiber. Schreiber's going to roll out to his left. Got hit, got knocked away, knocked down, and now he's dropped at the 42. Now I think you got to punt it.
For sure. Yeah, I think Coach Hopperton is going to punt. Try to pin him in.
Yep. Fourth down and about 20 yards to go after the second sack of this drive. And they'll bring in Connor Yeager to try to punt the football away.
Give credit to the Aurora defense after that, horse collar penalty, able to, giving them a first down because we were going to be like 3rd and 30, and they still get off the field. Nice job by Aurora defense.
Yeager today averaging 40 yards a kick. Came into the game averaging just over 43 yards a punt.
He's been outstanding.
He has been. And he'll punt the football away. Good end-over-end kick that's going to go out of bounds near the 15-yard line. They'll spot him right at the 15. A minute 44 to go in this third quarter. Your score is Aurora 21 and the Lions 13.
The George Nikias Agency is a full-service company that offers auto, home, life, and commercial insurance needs. George is an independent insurance agent, which means he can customize your personal insurance needs according to the carrier that best represents you. By having access to many companies, George is able to help your family achieve what many agencies cannot. That's multi-policy, multi-car, paid in full, and over 55 discounts. The George Nikias Agency, serving the community since 1986. Call George today at 513-733-1255.
While you were away, we had a roughing the kicker penalty called against Aurora, and that's a 15-yarder and comes with it an automatic first down, and the Lions will keep the football, and it will be taken down to the 27-yard line, Chuck.
What a huge break. Coach Beebe wanting an explanation from the official. Wow. So the Lions, they definitely have to take advantage of this.
They really do now.
Wow.
A minute 44 to go. Third quarter. Lions with a big break on this drive. A couple of personal foul penalties. They have it at the 27. Handoff Napier off the right side, and there is nothing there.
Yeah,
no gain.
The holes are just filling up fast. As you said, there's nothing there.
21-13 your score.
No gain on the play.
Minute 30 left to go. be second down, 10 yards to go. Excuse me, Chuck.
I can tell you, Aurora's defense has really stepped it up. They're making it really difficult to complete a pass or to get any positive yards on a run.
Don Beebe, the former Buffalo Bill, head coach of Aurora, walking the sidelines, dropping back Schreiber. Schreiber's going to throw the fade. He's got a man open in the end zone. He's got it. Hunkus, touchdown, Lions!
Wow.
Hunkus was wide open, and the only thing was the ball going to beat him there.
Yeah, it kind of hung in the air a little bit. I thought maybe the DB might be able to get back and knock it down. I would assume we'll go for 2 here to try to tie this up. It's still only the third quarter. Sometimes you don't want to chase points, but let's see. I think the offense is going to stay on.
Yep, Darrell Hughes is out yelling at his offense, calling the play. The offense staying out there for 2.
Yeah, I think this is the correct call with a minute 5. If it was earlier in the third quarter, but, you know, we're almost to the fourth quarter here.
Minute 5 to go, third quarter, and, boy, what a pass. What a catch by Hunkus.
It's interesting, Dave. The Lions want the ball on the right side hash mark. Normally, for a right-handed quarterback, they put it on the left, so we'll see what they have dialed up here.
You got Hunkus coming out wide to the right. Where's Aston?
Aston's not in the game.
He's not in the ball game right now. Schreiber. Now he's going to move Hunkus in motion. Fake handoff. Throws into the backfield to Napier. He's got it for the 2, and we are tied at 21. Oh, what a great play design, and Napier was wide open.
You know, you have so many 2-point plays you have designed. That was probably the Ray play. Got the tie. We got a ball game.
21-21, a minute 5 to go in this third quarter from Schueler Field.
The George Nikias Agency is a full-service company that offers auto, home, life, and commercial insurance needs. George is an independent insurance agent, which means he can customize your personal insurance needs according to the carrier that best represents you. By having access to many companies, George is able to help your family achieve what many agencies cannot. That's multi-policy, multi-car, paid in full, and over 55 discounts. The George Nikias Agency, serving the community since 1986. Call George today at 513-733-1255.
Chuck, great play design by the Lions.
It really was. We were talking during the break there. That it looked, from the outset, it looked like, oh my God, he's going to get killed. But boy, just a Napier snuck out of the backfield, uncovered, walks in for the 2 points. We got a tie game with a minute 5 to go in the third. If you're not enjoying this one, you must not like college football.
Absolutely
it's
not.
Been fantastic. It had a little bit of everything.
Lions on that drive for the win, or for the tie. 7 minutes, 8 seconds, 67 yards on 17 plays, Chuck.
Yeah, play takeaway.
So it will be a kickoff by Spencer, a low line drive kick that will be taken in by Eiler at the 5, to the 10, 15, 20, upended at the 21-yard line.
It looked like Deshaun Hoskins got in there and kind of tripped him up. Again, special teams doing a great job on the coverage there. They're inside the 25 to start.
Minute to go, third quarter. Stick around for the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, Sweet Caroline, the tradition we've had, and we've informed the referees to give us a little bit of time here. Don't rush us. Give us that full minute and a half.
First one of the season.
Yeah.
21-21. This has been a good one. Minute to go. Fake handoff, goes around the left-hand side. It goes to Ramsey, and he gets upended and dropped right at the 22-yard line.
Brady Pierce.
Boy, Pierce has been outstanding today.
He's all over the field.
Clock continues to run, 40 seconds to go, third quarter.
You know, you mentioned it too. They've struggled to run the ball. They're rushing yards from their quarterback.
Yep. Crawl goes out wide to the right-hand side. Time I think of him, I think of Star Trek. Coming out wide to the left-hand side is Bright. Adkins is going to take the snap. He's got Ramsey to the left of him. Fake handoff. Throw quick over the middle. Complete on the play to the 35, to the 40. And he takes it out across the 40 to the 43-yard line on the play. That was a nice catch and run by Trey Erweiler.
It really was.
That's going to do it here at the end of the third quarter, Chuck. And the Lions have done what they need to do. They've got a shot at winning this thing heading into the fourth quarter here at Schueler Field. All knotted up. Aurora 21, Mount St. Joseph 21, here on UltimateSportsTalk.com and the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network.
At 21. Before we start the fourth quarter, you know what time it is. It's time for everybody to stand up and sing along with the one and only Sweet Caroline.
Well, the officials did not get the memo.
Yeah, we were supposed to get a minute and a half. We probably got about 45 seconds.
Starting the fourth quarter, handoff up the middle goes to Ramsey as Aurora going from left to right now across your screen, and they take it out across the 45 near midfield, and it's going to be into Mount territory at the 49.
Yeah, Carter Lindemann in on the tackle. Again, fourth quarter now. This is where guys, you know, it's been tough all day with the heat and the fatigue. And we'll see who can stand up to it.
We've just begun the fourth quarter. Lions will be going from right to left here in this fourth quarter of play. Adkins, the quarterback. He's got Ramsey to the left of it. They send Bright out to the right-hand side and Crawl to the left-hand side. Fake handoff. Dropping back Adkins. Throws it to the left. He's got a man complete inside the 40 at the 38-yard line.
Adkins' pass is complete.
That was a nice throw and catch there. Brady Pierce, pretty good coverage, but right on the numbers.
Didn't pick up who that pass was caught by. Looked like it might have been caught by Trey Erweiler, but it almost looked like 13 rather than 5.
I think you're right. I think it was number 5, but
first down for Aurora in Mount territory at the 38. 13:50 to go. Dropping back is Adkins. No rush at all. The ball is tipped up in the air. Ball knocked free, and he caught the football. It was almost intercepted by Paff, and it was knocked into the air and caught out of the air by the tight end, Kyson Klinker.
Wow. Thought we were going to get a pick there, Dave.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy.
A little good fortune there for Aurora.
Carter Lindemann on the tackle.
Need to dig in here and get a stop. Force a field goal.
Crawl is out wide to the left now as Aurora has the ball at the 19-yard line of the Mount. First down. 13:13 to go. We're tied up at 21. Adkins, play action, looks to his left, throws into the end zone. He's got a man. Touchdown, Aurora to Erweiler.
Yeah, he's wide open there. Little skinny post, and the Lions in his own defense, he broke wide open.
Boy, the safeties were really playing deep on that one, Chuck. He was wide open as he crossed the end of the end zone.
Yeah, good throw and catch, but yeah, he was pretty wide open.
27-21 now. Aurora leads it with 13:02 to go in this ball game. And money will come in to give Aurora a 7-point lead.
Give Aurora credit. They answered the bell.
Boy, they came right down fast and furious. Money here today has been outstanding in the extra point department. And there's a good snap. They get it down, and the kick is up, and it is good. 13:02 to go in the ball game. Their score now, Aurora 28, the Lions 21 on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
Every day is a great day at the Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza. The Wishbone Tavern still serves the best wings and burgers in town, but now they offer brunch on Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. And for your next event, use the Wishbone Tavern's party room, capable of holding up to 60 people. Contact Nicole for a reservation. With a menu full of fresh ingredients, hand-breaded appetizers, and a relaxed family-type atmosphere, your good time will begin when you walk in the door. The Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza, a proud member of the community, open Monday through Friday at 11, Saturday and Sunday at 10. Official Investigations and Security Services in Cincinnati is your official provider of investigative, surveillance, and process servicing, uniformed, armed, and unarmed security services, executive protection, and bodyguard services. Official Investigation and Security Services is not only licensed in the tri-state area, but also Georgia, Tennessee, Michigan, West Virginia, and Texas. Not only private investigation services, but also mobile notary public services and more. Call Official Investigation and Security Services in Cincinnati, 844-263-3424.
Dave Mitchell along with Chuck Murray right back here at Schueler Field, where the Lions now are down by a touchdown, 28-21, 13:02 remaining.
Yeah, time to answer the bell. I mean, their offense was on the sideline a long time, but give them credit. They came right out and went right down the field.
Hunkus and Thaman back set to return for the Lions. Money will kick it off. A low line drive that's going to go out of bounds. Just out of bounds. That thing hit out of bounds, Chuck, and it just stayed there like a knuckleball.
Yeah, off the foot, it looked way out of bounds, but then it almost stayed in. That'd be a live ball, so
yeah,
they'll bring that out to, I believe, the 35.
Hunkus has got to be careful on that next time because he gave up on it.
If nothing else, go over there and make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll spot it, I believe, on the 35.
So after the out-of-bounds kick, it goes up to the 35-yard line, and that's where the Mount will have it.
Following the kickoff out of bounds.
Good field position.
Ball spotted at the 35.
De La Cruz in the backfield for the Lions. He's rushed the ball 6 times, 14 yards. He's caught the ball 3 times for 34 yards. 13:02 remaining. Now De La Cruz runs in motion out of the backfield. Schreiber throws out to the left side, complete to Hunkus at the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 5 on the play, brings up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, quick 5.
Just a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Yeah, stay ahead of the chains.
Of course, the Hall of Famer right next to me knows a lot about pitching and catching. 2nd down, 5 yards to go for the Lions. Ball right at the 40-yard line. Play clock down to 20. Lots of time for the Lions as they move De La Cruz out of the backfield again. Dropping back. Schreiber, same play, and he threw it over the head of Hunkus and out of bounds.
Yeah, little high, did get his hands on it. I think if you asked him, he'd say he probably should have had it. Wasn't a perfect pass, but now this becomes a big 3rd down.
I'll tell you, another thing that has been almost a comedy of errors has been the snap from center here today. It's been all over the place.
Well, on one of the extra points, it was bounced. I think on one of the punts, it was bounced. Yeah, it's been, in a couple snaps back in the shotguns. So you're right. It's been a little bit of a struggle.
Aston is out of the ball game on 3rd and 5. That's unusual. Trips out to the far side, which is the wide side of the field. Hunkus wide left. 3rd down, 5 from the 40-yard line. Dropping back Schreiber. Schreiber going to roll out to his right. Looking upfield near the sideline. He's going to throw the ball out of bounds. Nothing there. Nobody was open. And he was under a heavy rush on the play by Braden Ford.
Yeah, really good defense. Again, it goes back to you don't have to play perfect, but like if you catch that, now you're 3rd and about a foot, maybe extend, and you got to really play well to beat these kind of teams.
Going to leave it up to the defense again.
Yep. That's a quick 3 and out. So.
12-19, yeah. And on this kind of a day, look
good.
at the offensive linemen coming off the field. They are whipped.
What Keith Jackson used to call them, the big uglies.
Big uglies. So Yeager will punt the football away. Good snap, and that punt is a low-line drive kick that's going to be fair caught by Erweiler at the 25-yard line. So that's where we'll begin, 12-13 to go in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, big defensive series right here.
Takes the fair catch.
If they take some time and go down and score, boy, it'd be really tough.
Adkins here today, 18 for 31 passing, 317 yards.
Yeah, he's been really good, and then his ability to run with the football, too. He's had a couple mistakes with the interceptions, but other than that, he's played really well.
He leads Aurora in rushing, 7 carries for 40 yards.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all there. Both teams have struggled to run the football, Dave.
Ramsey, the junior, 5'10", 180 pounds at running back. Out of the pistol formation with Adkins, the quarterback now. Tight formation, 1 receiver out on each side. Handoff to Ramsey. Ramsey's going to get hit and dropped right away on the play, and is brought down by Cam Fuller.
Yeah, again, we're stuffing the run pretty good when it's just a simple handoff. Coach Thompson making some substitutions here.
Lions are bringing in their nickel defense, Chuck, and trying to get some rotation on that defensive line.
Yeah.
11:52 remaining and running. 28-21 Aurora. Second down 10. Long 9, short 10. 3 down linemen for the Lions on the defensive line. Handoff, Ramsey up the middle, found a hole, and he's going to be upended at the 34. So he gained about 5 on the play. It'll bring up now 3rd down and 4.
Brady Pierce with a really good open field tackle. If he dodges him, Dave, that's another 20 or 30 yards.
Brady Pierce with the tackle.
So big 3rd down here. Big.
3rd down and 5.
Coming out wide to the right-hand side is Crawl. Bright goes out to the left-hand side. Slot left is Sterling Williams, who's into the ball game. No running back situation. Empty backfield, dropping back. Adkins throws it out. Incomplete. Brings up 4th down, 4 yards to go. He overthrew Erweiler. Couldn't come down with it, and 3 and a quick out for Aurora.
Yeah, a simple, square out, and he had him. He just overthrew him. So good break for the Lions, good stop, and now we get the ball back after a 3 and out.
10:58 remaining. Now back set to return Joey Thaman.
Yeah, so could be.
Kevin Landa into
Hunkus was returning some. Aston. Now it's Thaman's done really good though, really well today.
Landa averaging 35 yards a kick in this one. Good snap, and he gets it away. A small end-over-end kick that's going to take an Aurora bounce inside the 30, and it will be down at the 25-yard line. That's a 41-yard kick.
Yeah, it's one of them. It's not sometimes how you hit it. It's just if you get the lucky roll. And he was able to get. It was too short of a punt to come up and field on a fly, so he had to let it bounce, and unfortunately Aurora got the bounce.
Remember, the Lions have 2 timeouts left.
Yeah, that could be big.
Plus the 2-minute timeout. Schreiber back out. I won't say under center, but behind center. 26 of 41 passing today, 263 yards. But he's over 600 yards passing already this season. 10:45 left to go. Again, a low snap. Handoff goes to Napier off the left side across the 30, down to the 35-yard line. He picked up 9 on that carry.
Yeah, that's the best run of the day for sure.
Takes it out to the 35.
He started to take it up the middle and then cut it out to the left-hand side. Gained 9, 2nd down. Again, as you said, Darrell Hughes' favorite play, 2nd and 1.
I think most offensive coordinators' favorite play.
2nd down, a yard to go, 10:15 remaining. 28-21 Aurora. Napier off to the right-hand side, ball in the center of the field of Schreiber. Handoff, Napier off the right side. He's got the 1st down at the 37-yard line. At least it looks like he's got the 1st down. But
yeah, we thought that a couple times earlier today. So yeah, he got the 1st.
Well, I guess I better be careful saying that. By the way, Hope now is still leading in their ball game against Franklin. Get you the score here in a second. They're in the 3rd quarter of play. 9:35 remaining. Dropping back Schreiber on 1st down. Rolls to his right and throws it into the dirt. Was under a heavy rush and just tried to unload the ball to Napier. 38-7, Hope over Franklin with 9:50 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, it sounds like they're going to be a handful next week. But, yeah, really smart play there by Jackson. Heavy pressure. He didn't want to take the sack. He threw it in the ground, and really smart play. Again, he's making good Dave. He's making good decisions.
9 minutes, 30 seconds to go. 28-21 Aurora. First meeting ever between these two teams. Connor moves in motion to the far side. Now dropping back Schreiber. Schreiber rolls out of the pocket, throws it over the middle. He's got a man. That's Eli LaFranche at the 40. And he's going to take it out to the 42-yard line. 5 yards on his first catch of the day. We said he was being quiet.
Yeah, so another big 3rd down coming up here.
8 of 4 on the play to the 41.
That makes it 3rd down and 6. I don't know why I forgot this from last year, but I figured out last year, if you recall, when the Heartland Conference officials spotted subtract a yard. 3rd down and 6 yards to go. Ball at the 41. Dropping back is Schreiber. Schreiber rolls out to his right. Dumps it off to Napier. Napier at the 45-50. Breaks a tackle to the 40. 35-30 to the 25. 10, 5. Touchdown, Lions!
Wow, what a great piece of running by Stephen Napier. No flags. Nice job by Jackson. Nobody was open downfield. He dumped it off. He had to make a man miss, and he just broke through it, and we're a point away from tying this thing up.
8:38 to go in this ball game, and the Lions have drawn to within one. 28-27.
Great piece of running there by Stephen Napier. So we got to block this up to make this extra point.
Spencer will come in to attempt it. The freshman, right-footed kicker. De La Cruz is the snapper. Good snap. Hold down. Kick up. Good. We are tied. 8:38 to go in this ball game. Your score now. It's Aurora 28, the Lions 28 on UltimateSportsTalk.com and the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network.
Repairing a sewer line in your front yard can be costly and unsightly. Say goodbye to excavations and unsightly nuances in your front yard by calling Neiman Plumbing for all your sewer repair needs. Neiman Plumbing can repair your sewer line by using their trenchless, no-dig sewer repair. Say goodbye to having to repair your lawn. Neiman's trenchless sewer repair involves installing a liner inside the sewer line to prevent future backups. Call Neiman Plumbing, 513-851-5588 for your trenchless, no-dig sewer estimate, or visit them online, NeimanPlumbing.com. The George Nikias Agency is a full-service company that offers auto, home, life, and commercial insurance needs. George is an independent insurance agent, which means he can customize your personal insurance needs according to the carrier that best represents you. By having access to many companies, George is able to help your family achieve what many agencies cannot. That's multi-policy, multi-car, paid in full, and over 55 discounts. The George Nikias Agency, serving the community since 1986. Call George today at 513-733-1255.
Well, Chuck, when you look at this and you look at that run by Napier to tie this thing up, the Lions have now tied it at 28, and the kickoff is going to be taken in by Ramsey. Ramsey to the 15, 20, upended right there.
Wow, what a tackle. Deshaun Hoskins in on it. Again, the special teams keeping Aurora inside the 25. This looks like it's going to be spotted about the 20. Just a tremendous job.
What a run by Stephen Napier to tie this thing up. 8.5 remaining.
Yep, got the crowd all riled up. Still got a bunch of people under the trees in the south zone, but boy, lively crowd here today, seeing a heck of a ball game.
Adkins will lead the team out onto the field for the Spartans. He's got an extra offensive player. That's Crawl. Now he moves up near the line of scrimmage. Running back is Ramsey. Fake handoff. And Adkins is going to get hit, but then throws it over on the left-hand side, complete to Crawl. And there's a flag down on this near side, a full width of the football field away from the action.
I think he's pointing towards Aurora. Let's see what we got here.
Ineligible. Downfield. Offense. Number 70. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
So an ineligible man downfield. One of those big uglies up front, as you called him earlier, James Brennan.
Well, I think what happened, just like happened to us earlier, he's scrambling, he thinks he's going to run, and he loses his place a little bit. And he gets a couple yards downfield, and that's enough to get the flag.
Repeating first down.
So now that will mark them back 5 yards, brings up 1st and 15 from the 15 in their own territory. 8:20 and running. Adkins with receivers out wide, 3 on the far side. Moves Erweiler down to the slot on the right-hand side, leaves an empty backfield. Dropping back Adkins. Adkins, no pressure at all. Now steps up. Now he's going to get hit. He's going to be dropped at the 15. Boy, there was no pressure immediately, Chuck, and then late coming in and bringing him down on the play was who?
He's not on the too deep. So what? Number 32 is what I saw.
And that looks to be Trenton Meyer.
Yeah, that's at least according to the roster.
7:45 left to go, unless we've had some number changes since then.
Great job by the secondary in the coverage.
Brings up 2nd down, still 15. Now Erweiler moves in motion. They're going to throw it to him on the screen on the left side. He's going to get hit by Paff and dropped at the 10. There was nothing there. The Lions sniffed it out. Boy, are they playing on emotion now.
They are, boy. Heck of a play by the defense there. That little swing pass that went big in the first quarter on their first drive. Lost yardage there.
7:15 left to go. And running. Third down, 17 yards to go. Back to the 13-yard line.
Yeah, Lions only rushing 3, it looks like. They're going to play coverage here.
We are tied.
Keep them short of the sticks.
Adkins on third down and long. Looking things over, takes the snap. Here come the Lions. Steps up into the pocket. Rolls out to his right. He's going to pick up some yardage out across the 20 to the 25, 30. And he's got the first down.
We took a really bad angle there on that third down.
Third and 17, he got 19 on that scramble.
Yeah, we took a really, really bad angle there. We went right at him instead of forcing him to the middle, and he was able to get around him.
6:42 remaining, and Aurora keeps the drive alive.
Wow, again, he's killed us with his feet. That just can't happen. That just can't happen, but it just did.
Bright out wide to the left-hand side. Ramsey slot left. Adkins with 2 receivers out here to the near side. Ball in the near hash mark. Takes the snap. Drops back. Late rush. Throw over the middle. Complete on the play. That goes to to Crawl. And Crawl's going to take it across midfield and down to the Lions' 48-yard line. A gain of 17 and another first down.
Well, we've said this multiple times today. Let's mark this play. Let's mark that play. Well, that's a play right there. 3rd and 17. If they got a punt, they give it back to us. Probably pretty good field position, but not to be.
5:55 and running. Bright, wide left. Crawl, slot left. Tight end left is Klinker. Klinker now moves in motion to the near side. Ramsey in the backfield. Now they move. Crawl in motion. Fake the jet sweep. Handoff up the middle. Goes to Ramsey. He's going to be stopped across the 45 and down to the 43. That'll be a gain of 5. Second down 5.
Yeah, good second effort. Appeared to be stopped for maybe only 1 or 2 yards. Was able to bounce off and get an additional 3. So this is the time, boy. We're approaching the 5-minute mark. How it's really got to be tough. Guys are sucking air. It's tiring. It's hot. But you got to really, really suck it up at this point.
Especially when you thought you had it.
Yeah.
On 3rd and 17 and give up 19.
That's tough. That's tough.
Aurora taking their time. I think they're going to run this thing down and maybe take a timeout. The way they're walking around the line of scrimmage, there's 5 seconds left on the play clock.
Yep.
And they're going to use a timeout. So will we. 4:54 to go in this ball game. We are all knotted up at 28 here at Schueler Field on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
My mom used to take Logan and I to Skyline. Since I got my driver's license, now he makes me go with him all the time and drive him there. I come home and he's just like at the door and he's like, can we please go to Skyline? I'm like, Logan, chill, we just got home. But it's fine with me because I love it too. Because it's like the one place that we actually have like a conversation. That just became like something really special for us, and now we do it all the time and we just love it.
Skyline Chili, 5137 Delhi Pike.
Are you tired of diets? We are too. That's why at LIT Wellness Solutions, we focus on a non-diet approach to eating and health. A proven approach that promotes a healthier relationship with food and improves overall well-being. If that sounds like an approach you can get behind, visit us at www.litwellnesssolutions.com to learn more and see how you can connect using your insurance with little to no copay. Let us help you ignite the change within.
Dave Mitchell, along with Chuck Murray, back here at Schueler Field, where the Lions are tied at 28, 4:54 left. Second down 5 after that timeout. Each team has 2 remaining. Adkins on 2nd and 5 from the Lions 43. Lions showing some blitz, and here they come. Dropping back Adkins. He's going to get hit as he threw. It is complete on the play to Bright. Bright's got it across the 30, down to the 25 of the Mount, and run out of bounds at the 24.
Yeah, nice throw and catch there. Kind of a little button hook there. Came back to the ball. Nice throw. Pretty good pressure. Just couldn't quite get to him, so they're threatening.
Clock continues to run. 4.5 remaining.
Yeah, obviously they're looking to take as much time as they can.
Tackle on the play by Jason.
Play clock down to 17. Game clock at 4:20.
That's a 24.
First down at the 24-yard line of the Mount. Crawl comes out wide to the near side. Erweiler, slot right. wants them to get going quickly. And now Adkins will take it, and what do we have? We have a timeout by Aurora.
Yeah, the clock was getting down, and coach didn't want to take a chance, so that's their second timeout.
Beebe decided to take that timeout, and if anybody knows about timeouts and comebacks, it's that guy.
For sure.
4:04 remaining. We'll just keep it right here. 28-28. This has been a barn burner.
Yeah, I figured, you would need 35 to win, and you're not going to need 35, at least at this point, but it's been a really good game. Again, offense has been good, but defense has been pretty good. It's just been an overall good game. Some mistakes on both sides, and I'm sure when they both watch this tape, they're going to go, boy, if we did this, and this, and they're going to come away better for it, that's for sure.
Rose Holman plays at Trine tonight, and going on right now, Hope, the Lions' opponent next week, is leading Franklin with 5:56 remaining in the third, 38-7.
Yeah, they're pretty good. But again, 2 times we played them a few years ago. Both barn burners, both could have went either way, and we split them up, both winning at home.
16th ranked team in the country, and that's who the Lions will be playing next week in Holland, Michigan. Here we go. First down 10 from the 24. After that timeout, dropping back is the quarterback Adkins. Dumps it off on the right-hand side to Ramsey. He's going to get hit and dropped right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. Good defensive play there.
By the way, just one timeout left for Aurora.
Yeah, that could end up being critical.
We're under 3:45 to go in the ball game. Second down, 10 yards to go.
Looked like hockey substitution for the Lions. Trying to keep those defensive linemen fresh.
Adkins on the near hash mark. Ramsey off to the left of him. Crawl is out wide right, Bright wide left. Dropping back is Adkins. Looks upfield, pump fake, throws it into the end zone. He's got a man wide open, complete touchdown. That's Erweiler, and Aurora has taken the lead with 3:19 to go in this ball game. 34-28.
Yeah, busted coverage there. We had 2 guys over there, and he just ran by him, and I don't know if Brady was supposed to pick him up, but nonetheless, they take a 34-28 lead, so there's that potential 35. The good thing is we got 3:19, a couple timeouts, so
and the 2-minute timeout.
Yeah, we should have plenty of time. Time should not be a factor.
Yes. So Money will come in to attempt the extra point. 3:19 to go in the ball game. Aurora has taken a 6-point lead at 34-28.
Again, their quarterback's been outstanding.
Aurora with the snap from center. Low snap, but they got it down, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. 3:19 to go in the ball game. It's now Aurora 35, the Lions 28 on UltimateSportsTalk.com and the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network.
Are you tired of diets? We are too. That's why at LIT Wellness Solutions, we focus on a non-diet approach to eating and health. A proven approach that
Odyssey now has hundreds of new exclusive music stations for you to discover your new summer soundtrack.
Get moving with worthy workouts for a cardio sesh fueled by today's top artists.
Hang in with your crew, throw it back with Picnic Party for old school jams for your cookout.
Or sail away with Odyssey's new yacht rock station, Jugger Yacht.
For summer barbecues, road trips,
or relaxing poolside.
Hundreds of new exclusive stations, plus all your favorite local radio stations and podcasts. It's all on Odyssey.
3:19 to go in this football game from Schueler Field. And the Lions are now down by a touchdown, 35-28.
Yeah, again, Aurora answers the bell. That big 3rd and 17 run that they picked up with a 19-yard run on a scramble. And again, just credit to him. Good decision-making. He's played an outstanding game, and he made the play, and they were making the plays when it counts. So we're not out of it, though. We still got a shot here, and I'm going to say if we happen to score, I think we go for 2 to try to win it.
Adkins with 5 touchdown passes today, 2 interceptions, 379 yards through the air.
Remember a couple years ago up at Trine, that's what we scored. Unfortunately, we didn't make the 2, but we went for it.
Money will kick it off, and it will be taken in by Hunkus at the 7. He's got it at the 10, right at the middle of the field. 20, 25, breaks a tackle. He's going to cut it out to the 30, to the near side, 35, and upended at the 40-yard line. A great return by Michael Hunkus.
That's happened a few times now today where he's broke away from tackles, gives the Lions excellent field position. Again, time is not a factor at all here. With 2 timeouts, once the clock gets under 2 minutes, it'll stop for first down. So, to me, you want to use as much time as you can. Obviously, you have to score. But time's not a factor at this point at all.
Pittman is out wide to the left for the Lions. Joey Thaman is into the ball game at wide receiver. He's slot right, along with Connor and Aston wide right. Dropping back Schreiber. He's going to cut it up the middle. Got plenty of room across the 40, 45, and drops down to his knees at the 45-yard line. You know, you're not supposed to be able to hit the quarterback when they slide.
Yeah, it's so tough, though, because you don't know if they're going to start their slide or not.
Boy, at D1, you touch him and he slides, it's a penalty.
Well, if you breathe on it, it's a penalty.
Yeah.
But good decision there. Again, time is not a factor.
Second down, 5 yards to go after the gain of 5 by Schreiber.
Aurora secondary has been really
2:35 and running, left to go.
bottling up our
Schreiber dropped the snap, picked it back up on the bounce. Now rolls out to the right. He's got to throw it away, and he caught the ball. No, that was Aston. I thought he caught the ball at midfield, and he couldn't come up with it. Incomplete.
Yeah, unless there was a deflection, he might have just dropped that. I assume it was deflected. So this is a big down right here, third down.
35 at the 45.
I know you have 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning or two, but I'm thinking this is 4-down territory.
I think it's got to be.
I do too.
Yeah, you can't try to pin them back. Well, you could.
You could, but man, that means you got to get them 3 and out, and then you still got to go score. That's tough. Let's get to the first down and make it mute.
2:25 to go. Third down, 5 from the 45 in Mount territory. Schreiber, empty backfield, steps up, throws out to the right, complete on the play at the 48-yard line. That's complete to Connor again. First down, 6 yards on the catch.
Mr. Clutch comes through with the catch.
Now the Lions, it looks like they're just going to let the clock run down to the 2-minute timeout. As it's 2:05 remaining, they're standing there looking, and that will do it. 2 minutes to go. The 2-minute timeout here at Schueler Field. Lions on the move. They are down on the scoreboard, 35-28 here at Schueler Field on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
Odyssey now has hundreds of new exclusive music stations for you to discover your new summer soundtrack.
Get moving with worthy workouts for a cardio sesh fueled by today's top artists.
Hanging with your crew? Throw it back with Picnic Party for old school jams for your cookout.
Or sail away with Odyssey's new yacht rock station, Jugger Yacht.
For summer barbecues, road trips,
or relaxing poolside.
Hundreds of new exclusive stations, plus all your favorite local radio stations and podcasts. It's all on Odyssey.
Think better, feel better, be better. At Iron Sharpens Iron, 5229 Montgomery Road in Cincinnati, train with passion and purpose. Be challenged by the 3 core principles: strength, core, and cardio. Make yourself better mentally and physically. Iron Sharpens Iron provides a fun and effective fitness training that you'll love. Try one of their 6 different programs: the Iron Circuit, Early Burn, Thrive, the Good Fight, Trinity, and Super Saturday. Ready for a better gym experience? Get to Iron Sharpens Iron today, 5229 Montgomery Road in Cincinnati.
Well, after the 2-minute timeout, 35-28, Spartans. Lions have it right at midfield, 1st and 10. Schreiber, empty backfield. He drops back, throws out to the left. It is complete to Aston. Aston has it inside the 45. He'll be out of bounds at the 45.
Nice 5-yard pickup. We were talking off air. Back in the day when we were kids watching the NFL, they had those fantastic finishes, commercials and stuff, and I feel like we're in for one, Dave.
So it will be second down. Call it 5 yards to go for the Lions from the 45 of Aurora. Schreiber again. He looks to his left. Now rolls out to his left. Tries to square his shoulders. Does. Get it over the middle. It's incomplete. Went to Thaman, but he overthrew him.
Yeah. Tough throw. He was rolling to his left hard, being forced, and he had to throw it. And now we got a hurt player on the field for Aurora.
You know, one thing about Schreiber, he is an extremely accurate thrower, but when he is rolling out to his left, which is the most difficult pass for a right-hander, he has trouble.
Yeah, most guys do. Maybe not Patrick Mahomes or somebody like that, but most guys do.
Well, Patrick Mahomes is being paid $50 million a year, too.
True.
Is there any NIL athletes at the Mount yet?
Not that I know of.
There could be.
There could be.
Yeah.
There could be.
It all depends. You know, what's going to happen is some superstar athlete is going to get an NIL deal at a Division II or III school.
I can see, like, in a small college town, if you're a D2 school or something and you have a local, television station or something, I could see that. The quarterback trying to sell cars or something.
Andrew Nordland is up and looks like he may have had a cramp, but they're helping him off the field now.
He's played a good ball game. He's been really good in coverage, and he's played a nice game. Hopefully he's okay.
Minute 49 left to go. Lions have 2 timeouts left. Remember that. They send Connor out to the right-hand side. Schreiber is going to be in an empty backfield this entire drive. He has not had a running back. Trips out to the near side. Hunkus wide left. Aston wide right. Now moving in motion is Connor to the line of scrimmage. Schreiber takes the snap. Drops back. He's going to go for it all. Upfield. He's got a man, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, underthrown a little bit. The defensive back didn't turn around to find the ball, but it hit him in the back, and there was really no interference. Now here, basically, this is the game right here, 4th and 5.
From the 45.
So it'll be 4th down, 5 yards to go. Are you surprised at the play call?
I don't think that was his first option, but then I think he took a shot. So Aston back in the game. Got to move the chains here. Again, virtually, it wouldn't be over, but it would be tough.
Trips out to the near side. Hunkus, Pittman, and Connor. Aston out to the right side with Thaman. Nobody in the backfield except for the quarterback, Schreiber. Here we go. The ball game sits right here. 4th down, 5 yards to go, 1:43 to go. Dropping back Schreiber. Upended, steps into the pass, and it's incomplete. No flag. Tried to go to Thaman and went through his hands, incomplete. And the Lions will turn it over on downs with 2 timeouts left.
Yeah, really good coverage there. He had to get rid of it, and good defensive play. Little high of a throw, but it was good coverage.
If you do the math, it's still conceivable that they could get the ball back, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah, you got 2 timeouts, and then they can run another play forward. It'd probably be about 40 seconds left, something like that.
Chuck, you can nitpick all you want, but that timeout that we had to take in the 3rd quarter after picking up a 1st down, that's coming back to haunt us.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, not funny, haha, but funny, it's like we lost 5 yards on the play, but of course you don't know that.
Yeah. So, coming back out onto the field, the Aurora offense to try to ice this thing. 1st down and 10, and there's a penalty.
Yeah,
2nd ran off the clock.
Yeah, should put a 2nd back.
So illegal procedure called against Aurora.
Number 70, 5-yard penalty remains 1st down. The clock is not running, therefore there is no 10-second runoff.
Why would there be a 10-second runoff against the offense?
Yeah, the defense, unless we wanted it. Well, we obviously wouldn't want it. We're trailing.
Yeah. 1st down now, 15 yards to go. A 2nd elapsed on the clock. It's 1:38. Handoff up the middle, Ramsey. Ramsey takes it back out to the original line of scrimmage, a gain of 5, and the Lions immediately take a timeout with 1:33 left.
Yeah, I mean, the Lions have to obviously sell out here. If they throw a pass, you just live with it, but you've got to stop the run.
TJ Ramsey was the
1:33 remaining. We're going to take a quick timeout here. 35-28 Aurora on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
Think better, feel better, be better. At Iron Sharpens Iron, 5220.
We're back at Skyline to see what it is that makes people feel so good.
Why do you like coming to Skyline?
The staff is nice, everybody's smiling, and makes me feel good.
If I order the cheese conies, the chili gets into the bread, the bun itself. They're heaven.
I like to sit there and watch them make it. It's always hot, fresh, served quick.
You know it's always going to be perfect. You know it's always going to taste great.
Everyone's inviting, they sit you down with crackers, and you just feel like you're meant to be here.
Feeling good. It's Skyline time.
Skyline Chili, 5137 Delhi Pike.
Well, during that timeout, Ty Hopperton was out at midfield talking to the back judge. I'm not sure what that was all about, Chuck.
What's interesting, last week and this week, I've seen him talk to officials more than he has in his since I've been doing games in 4 years.
1:33 to go. Lions still with 1 timeout left. It's 2nd down 10 from the 45. Handoff goes up the middle. Ramsey's going to be stacked up at the 46. And again, another timeout taken by the Lions with 1:27 this time left to go.
So now what does Aurora do? Do they want to get rid of the 40 seconds, or by the time you punt it 45 to 50, or do you risk throw it in the air? I got to believe they'll run it. I would just be stunned.
I would be stunned if they do anything but run the ball.
Right.
So you run the ball. There's about 1:20 left to go.
Another 40
you got
seconds.
35 seconds with 1:20.
By the time you punt it, it's going to be like 40 seconds.
Yeah.
35, 40. But you never know. But you got to sell out to the run. You just have to.
Nonetheless, it's going to be 3rd down, 9 yards to go. Lions have used their last timeout. They have none left.
Back to Coach Hopperton. I love when people fight for their team like that. He thinks he's seeing something, and he's going to point it out to the officials. And I'm sure, I think in a respectful way. Maybe no. But, you got to fight for your team.
I just can't see Aurora putting the ball in the air here and a chance to stop the clock themselves.
Right, or an interception, a pick six, anything. I don't see it either.
Adkins, the quarterback. He's got Ramsey in the backfield right behind him out of the pistol. 3rd down, 9 yards to go from their own 46-yard line. No timeouts left for the Mount. He is going to throw it. And it's tipped, and it's caught, and it's going to be down at the 47-yard line. Gain of just a couple, but the clock's going to continue to run.
We didn't start the 40-second clock, Dave. We just started about 3 seconds, 4 seconds late.
4th and 7.
A little slow starting that 40-second clock. So they're going to let it probably run down and take a timeout.
About the 30. Be 30 seconds left to go. Yeah, Aurora's coming out to punt the football away. Hunkus is going to drop back at about his own 15-yard line. There's 15 left on the play clock, 50 on the game clock. That'll take it down to about 35.
Haven't landed in the game.
Yeah,
there's 10 seconds. So.
I'm thinking he's going to punt it out of bounds. I'll be stunned if he lets him, or try to punt it in the end zone, because I don't think you want him running it back.
38-3. All right, 35 seconds. How long are they going to let this clock run, Chuck? I mean, it just expired another second and a half after they blew the whistle.
Well, it's our clock operators.
34 seconds to go.
Now, I know there's a little delay when the ball, the down's called, but it looked like after the 3rd down play, we waited a little bit too long for that. But just one man's opinion, so... We got 34 seconds. We need a really good run back. Again, I think they'll punt it out of bounds, but because Hunkus has shown some really nice return ability today.
34 seconds exactly.
Do the Lions come after it and try to block it? They might. They got close the first time, but they ran into the kicker. So see if they play for a return or if they try to block it.
35-28 Aurora. Coming in to punt the football away is Landa. Landa today has averaged 36 yards a kick. 34 seconds to go. Lions not showing that they're coming after it. And here they come, and they get it away. And it's a high end-over-end kick, hits at the 20. Hunkus is going to take it at the 15, and he's going to be spun and dropped down right there, no return. 23.7 seconds left to go.
Yeah, he had to grab that because they'll keep rolling and rolling, even if it bounces forward
and
a little bit.
Hunkus is hurt.
Oh, boy.
Looks like Hunkus might have pulled a hammy.
Well, I think what I'd do is max protect and let Aston run a fly, and even if it's triple coverage, hope he can make a play.
Yeah.
I think you're at that point at this point.
Lions.
Yeah, Hunkus looked like he came up lame, and he's holding the back of his right leg, his hammy area. 23.7 left to go in the ball game. 35-28 your score, Aurora.
Maybe for like 20 yards and a couple deep heaves.
85 yards to go. Schreiber steps up.
That's it.
He's going to stand into the pocket. He's going to hit it and throw over the middle, incomplete to Thaman. Now there's 16.8 seconds to go.
Yeah, 3-man rush allows you some time, but unfortunately there's 8 guys back there, and it's just hard to find an open spot.
35-28, Aurora with the lead. We're at Hope next week.
Second down and 10 from the 15.
Yeah, I
Hunkus is back in, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, I think they're trying to get some yardage here to not have to throw an 85-yard touchdown pass.
I don't know how strong Schreiber's arm is, but if they can get around midfield, I think it's what they need for a final play. Schreiber will take the snap, drops back, rolls out to his left, throws it upfield, up the left-hand side, and that's incomplete. Underthrew everybody.
Yeah, tough. They're only rushing 3, but they're getting pressure.
Third down at 15.
Down to 11.1.
From the 15.
11.1 seconds. Lions have no timeouts remaining. Remember that.
Yep. He needs to step up in the pocket and give time somebody to get long and just heave it.
Hunkus is out wide to the right-hand side. Wide to the left. There's some movement on the line. Flag down, rolling out to the right. Schreiber. Schreiber looking
Sail it.
upfield. He's going to give it a heave up the field. There's nobody there.
Yeah.
It's going to be intercepted, but it isn't going to count anyway because Aurora was offsides.
Yeah. It's the right
and
thing to do.
0.6 seconds left to go.
Yeah. Right thing to do. You got to heave it. Got to do the same thing. I don't know if our guy stopped running down the field or what.
Now you've got the play, Chuck, where you just
lateral
it all over the place. Well, are they going to mark off the penalty sometime tonight? Why are they marking it against the Lions?
Yeah, it's the wrong
way.
Guys.
Hello. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we got to turn around. No, this direction.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So you got 80 yards here. I would think they'll, like you say, he can't throw it 80 yards in the air. So
now they're going to converse and see what it is.
So I would think we'll start the what's Scott Van Pelt called pitchy woo woo.
So Schreiber will have one last chance to pull off a Doug Flutie.
Yeah. Now what?
.6 seconds to go. This will be the last play unless the defense commits a penalty. Schreiber, the quarterback, looking things over. He will take the snap. Looks over the middle, throws it over the middle, complete to Aston. Aston looking to lateral the football. Does over to Connor. Connor throws it back over to the other side to Thaman. Thaman back over to Schreiber. Schreiber has got to throw it behind him. Got rid of it, threw it to Thaman, went through his hands. Now back near the goal line to Schreiber. Back into the end zone, and he threw it out of bounds, and that'll end the ball game. Your final score here this afternoon. Aurora 35, the Lions 28. The Lions go to 1-1 on the season, heading to Hope next week. Chuck and I will be back to wrap things up from Schueler Field right after these timeouts.
Sometimes circumstances require the services of a private investigator, and when that happens, contact Official Investigations and Security Services in Cincinnati. They specialize in surveillance, insurance fraud investigations, workers' comp, witness location and protection, accident reconstruction, and stolen auto and construction equipment. Official Investigations and Security Services also provides mobile notary services throughout the tri-state area. So for your needs, call the best. Courtesy, professionalism, experience, and results. Official Investigations and Security Services at 844-263-3424.
Changing lives is what great teachers do. And as I saw more students struggling to read, I looked to Mount St. Joseph University for help. The Mount is a national leader in reading science with highly effective research-based methods. Their faculty equipped me to teach students with a range of learning differences, and I was able to make an immediate impact in the classroom. The Mount's fully online reading science program helped me climb higher in my career, but more importantly, is improving the lives of my students. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/read.
Well, Chuck, the Lions fall to 1-1 on the season, and this one rather disappointing, although they can take a nugget out of this one and know that they can compete on a national level with people.
Yeah, I'm not a big moral victory guy. I never have been. But for this, I think it is somewhat of a moral victory because, let's face it, we haven't won a playoff game. We've been blown out in some of these games a la last year, and we were right there basically the whole game. We got behind the 8 ball 7-0 within seconds, but then we battled, and played a really good team right down to the wire. So I think we can take some consolation in that, and obviously there's some things to work on. But they overall, I think they have to be, Coach Hop wanted this. He wanted to play a good team, see where we're at, wants to win, but not really worried overall about the record. As he said, he could have played, anybody and won. So from that standpoint, I think they accomplished what they wanted to.
And they fall here this afternoon 35-28. Adkins was really the player of the game for Aurora here this afternoon. The quarterback, 23 of 37 passing, Chuck, 381 yards. He had 5 touchdown passes today and 2 interceptions. But he also had 9 carries today for 59 yards. So he accumulated himself over 430 yards of total offense.
Yeah, he was outstanding. The 2 turnovers, but the 3rd and 17 run was the backbreaker. He just made things happen with his arm and his leg, and in that situation, you'd rather try to force him to throw it, but he made the plays, and he was the difference maker. I mean, a lot of good efforts on both sides, but man, doggone it, that was a heck of a play on 3rd and 17.
It really was. And to me, I know you're going to have a play that you're going to pick out of this game. This is an easy game to nitpick, but when the Lions had to use that timeout after picking up a first down, I think that was critical.
Yeah, you clearly, as I said, they're very, very valuable in the second half. Unfortunately, sometimes, as I said, you can argue, do you just take the 5-yard penalty because those are so valuable? I'm not so sure. I mean, it was big. We would have had one more timeout at the end. I don't know that would have mattered, but clearly down the road you want to try to save them, but sometimes you just can't help it. So anyway, kudos to both teams, but the Lions have to be, at least feel like, again, they can play with these teams. They didn't win, but it wasn't ugly.
No, it absolutely wasn't. Now they've got another test coming up next week, Chuck, when they go to Holland to take on Hope, who is playing this afternoon. It's a final score now. Hope defeated Franklin in Indiana by a final of 38-14.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier. As I mentioned on the broadcast multiple times, we played them a few years back, home and away, split with them. Both really good games that both teams probably felt either game could have went either way. So should be a good game. It's going to be challenging going up there, but again, Coach Hop wants to play these good teams. There'll be another one.
And just so you know, Chuck has got a scheduling conflict, so next week it will be my son Greg Mitchell and I bringing you the ball game from Holland, Michigan, and should be a good one next week.
Yeah, I'll be listening.
You will be?
I'll try.
Your final score once again here this afternoon, it was 35-28 here this afternoon. Aurora pulling out the victory. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this.
Changing lives is what great teachers do. And as I saw more students struggling to read, I looked to Mount St. Joseph University for help. The Mount is a national leader in reading science with highly effective research-based methods. Their faculty equipped me to teach students with a range of learning differences, and I was able to make an immediate impact in the classroom. The Mount's fully online reading science program helped me climb higher in my career, but more importantly, is improving the lives of my students. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/read.
Well, Chuck, after this loss here this afternoon, any final thoughts?
Well, just what I said before. They learned a lot about their team today, a few things to clean up. I thought the running game, slight improvement, not great, but again, you're playing a really good opponent who was ranked in the top 25 before the year started, who I think you said their record the last X amount of years is something crazy, like 50-8 or something.
Yeah.
So they tested themselves, come up a little short, but they don't need to hang their heads. They got to feel, like, hey, we're coming here and got one more non-conference till the conference starts, and so I think they're headed in the right direction. They got to feel good about their quarterback play, and just a few things to clean up defensively. I don't think it was too bad. Again, you're not winning 13-10. I say that all the time. 35's a lot, but yet in a game like this, Division III, Hop said it in the pregame, there's going to be points scored.
I think you got to take this as it is, and that is you came close, and to me, you lost to a football team that you can play with.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you got to feel good. I don't think you walk out here with your head hanging, and the Aurora people out there watching and listening. You guys got a good club. You bounced back after a tough loss the first week, so I'm sure you guys are going to do well this year too.
All right, and that'll do it for this week. We'll see you again in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Actually, we might even have a bye after that, so it might be 3 weeks.
Might be 3 weeks,
yeah.
Okay. That's going to do it from here this afternoon. Glad to have you come along here this afternoon on Ultimate Sports Talk and the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network. Got a lot of people to thank. Melanie Wagner, the athletic director here at Mount St. Joseph University. Dr. Williams for granting us permission to do these ball games. To Blake Watson, the sports information director. Tyler Hopperton for helping us out earlier this week, and also to the players, especially Jackson Schreiber for his halftime interview. To Chuck, of course, for doing the games. Greg Mitchell for producing. But most of all, our thanks go out to you for listening here this afternoon. Once again, your final score today from the Mount. It was Aurora 35, the Mount 28. Next week it's Hope, and we'll be on the air at noon with that one for you from Holland, Michigan. Until then, for Chuck Murray, I'm Dave Mitchell. Have a good night, everybody.
This Lions game was brought to you by Alliance One Network. See us at allianceonenetwork.com. LIT Wellness. Iron sharpens iron. Owned by MSJU Hall of Fame inductee Alex Harbin. Official investigators and security systems. The Wishbone Tavern. Neiman Plumbing. Scott Lawson of BSN Sports. On-time personnel in Blue Ash. Skyline Chili on Delhi Avenue. The George Nikias Insurance Agency. And by the Mount St. Joseph University. Join us next time for another Mount St. Joseph University athletic event. This has been a special presentation of UltimateSportsTalk.com.